Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Report After Dark. I am your host, Seven. Dan the Dick Warner is waiting in the wings, and we also have a special guest tonight, Josie, who will be joining us as we talk about Evan Gattis being drunk on Twitter on Monday night. And before we get started, of course, I do want to give a special thank you to our sponsor, Gunslinger Soap. Gunslinger Soap is handmade soaps and beard products made without all the junk to pamper your skin. You can go to their website right now, gunslingersoap.com, and sign up to get 15% off of your first order and always free shipping over $30. That's gunslingersoap.com. Definitely check it out. Of course, my co-host with the most.
Hello, sir.
That's wrong. Mental health conditions. Damn it, I thought I had a joke and it just fucking left my head.
There's something in there. There's a joke in there somewhere.
There's got to be something.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
And then, of course, because if we're going to make fun of the Astros, we have to do it to their face. Josie is with us this evening. Thank you for joining us, Josie.
All right, let's go.
Is that the 2022 hat?
This is 2022. I was trying to find 2017 and I couldn't find it before you were ready to go. So I have it. I just can't find it.
God dang. Well,
I feel like you cheated us. I really do.
I wish I could have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this. Let's do the breakdown first, of course, because I am like Jennifer Hale without great tits. Evan Gattis on Monday night was drunk tweeting.
Oh, and the joke there is the co-host with the most personalities.
I like that.
There you go. That is the joke.
That is the joke.
So
Monday night,
seven, real quick. I got one for you. Josie looks like the like that donkey on Family Guy where Peter's going down the line and they're all the same, and then the one's got sunglasses on. And he stops and like reverses backward. He's like, "You have it." Yeah. Anyway,
I do have it.
That's what. Yeah. There's just the one with sunglasses on.
About STDs though, Josie. Just as a clarification.
Yeah. He has that. He has that Philadelphia Tom Hanks one.
So Monday night, Evan Gattis was drunk on Twitter and started giving away secrets from the 2017 season. And there were some things that stood out. Now, of course, there were some things that we already know. Like, we all knew that
Evan Gattis was juicing. I did anyway.
I mean, that wasn't a surprise to me.
Right? Have you seen the forearms on that fucking guy?
Exactly.
I mean, clearly. We all knew that the Astros were a part of a sign-stealing scandal in 2017. Of course, it would later come out they were not the only ones that were tweeting that year or cheating that year with
everybody was
systems to steal signs. Over half the league was. I mean,
I'd say everybody
at
was.
least.
I'm saying over half the league because, like, look at the A's. They continuously sucked. They clearly weren't stealing signs. But there were a few different things.
The A's are still trying to make Moneyball work.
Yeah, they're on the Boston Red Sox method of don't spend money and lose ball.
It's sense ball.
No, but it's sense ball. Yeah. I wonder. So that do you see the score of that Yankees and Twins game, Dan? Because there's
I did.
There's some kind of ball going on there. I think it's
Yeah,
a lot of giving up home run ball.
The second place New York Yankees in the AL East, 11 games in. Yes, we're gonna. Yeah, they'll be fine. They're just gonna go that way the whole year.
9 runs in the first inning. That's.
I gotta say, he's got a lot less to be worried about than my Astros, who have yet to be over 500. So
I don't think so. Neither one of us have anything to worry about. I think Tony's got a lot to worry about.
Well, Tony knew coming into his season that he was probably looking at a last place season.
See,
but Tony knew that this was not going to be a great season for Boston.
And when does his ass just get to fucking concede the entire season and just start talking shit on us? That's really where I'm gonna like.
Oh, here's
where the line gets drawn at.
Concede the entire season, and you both can still go piss up a rope. I'm going to talk as much shit as possible. That part's not going away.
Dan, man, that playoff jealousy just.
There's not a whole lot to do in the basement, Josie.
Jealousy just oozes.
It's going to be frustrating bitching from Cancun in October, but I'll manage.
Oh boy, I bet you're going to be Red Sox.
So in 2017, of course, it was known that the Astros were stealing signs. Multiple teams were also doing it, but the Astros were the one that seemed to get outed the most because of it. Monday night, Evan Gattis drunk on Twitter, revealing that during the series against the Dodgers, he did know what pitch was coming. He knew a lot of what pitches were coming against Kershaw. They knew it multiple times that year. In that game, Kershaw would end up giving up 6 runs over 4 innings, only striking out 2. Obviously not Kershaw-esque numbers that you would expect. But there were a couple of things here because, there were some things that like in discussing this, like Dan and I have mentioned multiple times, you can't just claim that the Astros won the World Series because of knowing what was coming, because you can know what's coming and still not be able to hit the pitch. Case in point, Evan Gattis called out that they knew what Yu Darvish was throwing and they still couldn't hit him. And this wasn't and don't get me wrong, this was Yu Darvish at a really good point in his career, but that season he went. Where's my numbers here? There it is. In 2017, he was 10-12, ERA of 3.86, which isn't horrible. 209 strikeouts. Yeah, below average. 209 strikeouts in 31 appearances. And whip for the season of 1.16, walked 58, gave up 80 total earned runs over the season. Just real quick, Tone. Let's not fucking act like this is Evan Gattis saying Yu Darvish has as good a stuff as Clayton Kershaw, because I don't think that's what he's saying. He's saying that they didn't know what Yu Darvish was throwing because Yu Darvish throws 8 legitimate pitches. Am I wrong?
It's hard.
So they what are they going to do? Hang on. Here's Splitter. There you go. That's Splitter. Every time.
I'm gonna laugh. That bottle cracks. I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah. Well, no. Hey, it's a highlight bottle, bro.
That's a highlight bottle that can be used as a weapon. In Texas, it's legally a concealed firearm. They
call this a shillelagh in Ireland.
The Aussies call that a slow morning.
Yeah,
but I think it definitely calls back to the point that we have made multiple times, that you can know what's coming and still not be able to hit. But on the flip side of that, you can have somebody as good as Clayton Kershaw and know what's coming and absolutely rake against him. But let's look at the argument. Okay, so we're going to use a simple metric. I've got 4 different seasons of Astros stats pulled up: 16, 17, 18, and 19. 17 and 18 were the 2 seasons that they were alleged to have used the sign stealing methods that they were accused of. So we've got the one before, the one after, and the 2 in the middle. So 2016, the team batting average for the Houston Astros was .247. 2017, the year that they won the World Series, they stole the World Series. Sorry, let's be correct about this.
Yeah.
The team batting average of .282. Now in 28, go ahead.
Tony Gladstone and Podol and just cheated their way through the fucking whole thing.
Now, in 2018,
unbelievable,
where they won the AL West, but they lost in the ALCS against the Boston Red Sox, who would go.
You mean the last time your team was good?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. The team batting average
7 years
drops to
ago.
255, but to the Astros' credit, in 2019, their team batting average went up to 274. So there's not enough consistency in numbers to tell me that it made that much of a difference.
Okay, so
I mean, if you just look at the core baseline of how hitting stats are judged, which is batting average, I understand we could go deeper, and there's probably ways you could twist different stats to bend a point one way or another. But when we just look at the baseline stat that hitting is judged off of, batting average, we look at how the team averaged. Yes, they had a higher batting average in 2017, but they were alleged to have used the sign stealing in 2018, and it was actually below a year where there's no documentation that they tweeted in 2019 where they went 274. So
I'm going to let Josie take this one first.
Go ahead, Josie.
I was actually going to agree with Seven for the most part. Like, and it goes back to what you said at the beginning. You can't 100% give it to this knowing the signs for winning a World Series. And look, I have went hard with this. This hurt when it first came out. As a fan, this fucking hurt. But now that we know so many teams did it, now what EGAT has brought out some like severity in what the Astros were possibly doing. We still don't know that they were the worst. Now they are by far the worst that got caught and have gotten exposed.
That's fair.
Clutch hitting. Did we look up that, Tony? I'm looking at their clutch hitting right now.
Go ahead. What do you got?
Clutch hitting, I mean, they're fucking 40 points above league average
for that
as a team. I don't have a team. I don't have like a team number. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. But looking at these, I mean, 370, 303, 263, 311, 352, 299. I mean, 343. They're clutch hitting, and that's playoffs. So, I mean, they're clutch hitting. I feel like the timing of it is the biggest part. Like, yes, it doesn't matter sometimes if you know what pitch is coming, but you get 6 runs off Clayton Kershaw in a fucking World Series. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's a whole game. That's the games that's how small the margins are that separate winning World Series and not, right? I mean,
right. That's now, and one of the other things I wanted to look at was when, looking at Evan Gattis's stats individually. Okay. In 2017, he hit 263. He had 12 home runs, 55 RBIs, and he played in 84 games. And he was obviously on the playoff roster in one World Series. Those are just regular season stats. But when we look at his career stats, first of all, he only played 5 years in the league. His last season that he played was 2018. Okay. And he had the sign stealing year 2018 or 2017 was the only year that he hit north of 260. His second best year was 2016 when he hit 251, but his career batting average is below 250. So,
now if you think about it too, it's been said that it was not pushed on any player. It was really up to the player's choice, because you've had some people come out and say, "Well, this player did, this player didn't," things like that. It does not surprise me for him to be one of them for exactly what Seven was saying, because he was in that playoff season, in that playoff year, he was one of the big bats. He was one of the guys hitting.
Just going from the Yankees series, the ALCS. Just in that.
That was where
I
he
see
had
Evan.
the Game 7 bomb.
Yeah. So against Sabathia,
Mm-hmm.
Sabathia throws 3 pitches. So and like I think it's impossible.
He knew what pitch was coming in that CC Sabathia pitch, and when he
100%. Yes, 100%. That's what he said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
That was part of the. Hey, Tone, can we just when you're back, can we just can you read some of the tweets? Like, I just want to hear them.
I've been having
on
a
the
hard
screen.
He deleted everything on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which not surprising, but let me see if I can find some screenshots real quick.
My favorite is I probably shouldn't do this anymore. Night.
I play some. He said, "Hey, happens I say some stupid shit sometimes." Night.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's like
that. And then another one that just said night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll start with some of them. So somebody said, "Thanks, Evan. Was lucky to see you play left field 2 of the 11 times you did in 2015." And he said, "I can guarantee I was terrified and probably on performance-enhancing drugs both times." Okay. Somebody says, "Put the alcohol down for a minute."
Real quick.
Okay.
On that part right there, off the sign stealing for a second. Can he face any kind of retaliation for that now? Anything?
Not now. Not now. There's no way. If the league even tried, the NFL or the MLBPA would tie that up in court costs for so long, the league would get bored with it and give up. He's retired. Yeah. It would be no different than if we'll switch like an NFL reference. Let's say Calvin Ridley comes out after he retires and says that he did have inside information the whole time, even though he lost both of those bets that he made, and that he made other bets under the table and knew what was, with inside information and won a bunch of money. There is literally nothing that the NFL could do. Literally nothing. They could maybe tell teams, hey, like tell the Falcons, hey, don't have him at any of your team events where you're featuring older guys, or same for the Jags, stuff like that. Like they could try to do that, but there's no way you can punish him for it. And I mean, you could try to punish the team if there's evidence that they knew what he was doing and covered it up, because I don't think that can never go away because the team is still there, but the player's not there in the league anymore. So there's nothing that they can do.
Yeah, it's over.
What are they going to do? Be like, if you come back to playing professional baseball, we're going to suspend you. Bro, he hasn't played in 5 years.
Sabathia is going to come back and throw at your head. Just for one game.
Moving on through some of these tweets, somebody said, put the alcohol down for a minute. The trash cans, Evan. How many bangs of the trash can did you hear in the 2017 postseason? And he responded with, depended on the pitch. And then somebody said, was the pitch you hit for a homer in Game 7 of the ALCS a trash can bang? And he said, yes, I'm pretty sure. Backdoor cutter slider. That's one of the 3 pitches that CC Sabathia knows. So that part, I mean, knowing what the pitch was even now, not surprised. But go ahead. Dude.
Notice, too, Tony, how they use it only in the fucking clutchest of situations.
Right.
Evan Gattis hit 100. He was 2 for 20 in the ALCS that year. And they weren't using it the whole time. The regular season numbers have absolutely zero to do with this whole thing, because I doubt, were they using it during the regular season? Maybe for some big games, probably. Like periodically, but not the whole time. There was no way that was a consistent thing. In the playoffs, I would guarantee in the playoffs they weren't using it for every at-bat. But when the clutch situations, that trash can started banging, and you can either listen to it or you don't have to. But I guarantee, I don't care if you're a fucking choir boy and you come up in the bottom of the 9th, tie game, you're listening to the trash can. If the trash can's going, you're listening to the fucking just like, oh, no, can't listen to that trash can. Nope, don't want to know what pitch is coming. I want to do this fair. Fuck that. And you're putting those guys in a fucking position where they're going to go, oh, yeah, that's backdoor cutter slider. I'm going to fucking hit the fucking shit out that thing. I'm going to fucking crush that motherfucker. Because I mean, who wouldn't? You're just, to say that no, they weren't culpable because they didn't have to listen to the fucking track. Come on. Yes, they did. They knew if they knew it was going on, they definitely were listening to it. It's just human nature that you would have. Evan Gattis was listening because he fucking wasn't a very good baseball player. He was a six-year pro. The guy's up there with no batting gloves on. He should have been reversed that with an axe and should have been cutting the wood, not fucking, swinging.
He got lucky to be on that Astros team. Truly.
100%. And he was just a brick shit house, a Bowser type. He was
a good to mediocre to sometimes great catcher. Sometimes.
Backup. He was a clutch back. I mean, was he clutch? No, probably not. He was.
Like I said, he was an acceptable backup catcher. Let's call it what it is. He did better than me because he made it to the pros.
Because we had Maldi already that year, and Maldi's going to go down as one of the better catchers to play the game defensively. He's a terrible back.
Defensively, for sure.
Defensively, yes, that I'll give you. Well, but on that, he wasn't the starting catcher on the team. He only had in that 2017 season, he only played in 84 games. He was, I mean, in the 2015 season, I think he was the starter because he played in 153, and in 2016 it was 128. But I think that was. I think by the time, and then because he played 128 2018, but I think he was the DH at that point.
It was.
Yeah, he definitely started. Yeah, he definitely started 2015 and 16. I mean, the dude hit 30. The dude hit 30 fucking home runs. Obviously on the juice, right? I mean,
right.
Obviously on the juice, and he's DHing most of that time. It looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, dude won a fucking rookie of the year. I mean. Granted, yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, sorry.
Year in 2013.
Yeah, no, actually, you know what? He finished seventh in the rookie of the year. I'm sorry, that did.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he had 21 homers and 65 RBIs and hit 243. So he would have. Yeah, he would have finished. Because Jose Fernandez, so they were in the NL that year.
Yeah, that was the year before we changed.
That was okay. So we got rookie of the year. So he's actually finished seventh. Jose Fernandez, the Miami pitcher, didn't he die?
I was gonna say,
is that the one that
dude? He died in that fucking boat accident, I think.
Yes. I know which one you're talking about.
He died September 25th, 2016.
With Tyler Skaggs. He was in that the boat crash with Tyler Skaggs that ended up exposing the drug problem in the Angels.
Tony.
Yep.
They were all fucking hopped up on fucking OxyContin, driving a fucking speedboat. All right. Living fucking life. Okay. And Jose Fernandez died a happy man. Okay. I'm sure there was some fucking hookers on there. And I'm sure that OxyContin was running fucking.
He died a happy man with a little bit around.
He was so hopped up on OxyContin, he probably hit a rock going like 80 miles an hour and he just lived through it for a while. Like he was just like, fuck it, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'd be like, dude, your brain is coming out of your ear. They're like, okay, maybe I'm not. But yeah, Jose Fernandez, I mean, we just remember that because we're looking back. But Yasiel Puig finished second. So yeah, he finished regardless. Was a good player.
Being in seventh means that there were a couple of riders that thought of him and thought of the ability he had that year. And I mean, we can be honest when we look at those stats. 2013, he had 21 home runs as a rookie. That's pretty good numbers. He hit 243, 291 on base percentage. Slug was 480. I mean,
in only 105 games too. So
105 games playing with the Braves. That's not a bad. That's not a bad rookie season at all.
But yeah, is that Travis d'Arnaud would have been their starting catcher at that time in Atlanta, right, Tony?
Yep.
Is that my? And then
I think you're right.
Gattis played third fucking base. Played third base his rookie year.
Now, was it Atlanta that moved him behind the plate, or was it Houston? Because I'm starting to think that maybe Houston was the one that moved him behind the plate.
I think it might be Houston that put him behind the plate.
Yeah, because his primary position is never like in his actual statistics on this is Baseball Reference.
If I'm
he's
right,
never,
I think they started
never actually a
putting him
catcher.
behind the plate to back up Maldi because Maldi in 17, Maldi's already been in the league 10 years.
I think he was having issues with injury at that point, wasn't he?
I feel like it.
Martin Maldonado really tiptoed on that line of being such a liability offensively that almost like his defense did. Because he was great with pitchers. It wasn't just like he was a good defensive catcher. He didn't just spot balls. He didn't just fucking make
general behind that plate.
Yeah,
he's a fucking
he ran that pitching staff, and I do appreciate that. But like he really tiptoes that line of being just fucking so garbage on offense.
What saves him is he has that clutch gene.
He does.
When we need it in those playoff games and those big games for some reason, when no one else is, his bat
hits line drives. Hits line drives.
I will say this about Maldonado as somebody who played the position. Maldonado and d'Arnaud are two of the best catchers to watch if you want a clinic on framing the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's one of the huge
on that pitch to second base too for that steal. He's an assassin.
Yadi's an assassin. Maldonado's like a good shot. Like, well, let's not overstate it here.
He's got an above average catcher arm.
Maldonado does. Absolutely.
Also number one in Major League Baseball in pitch rating.
I will say Maldi's got to be
by a landslide.
Maldi's got to get
Jose
to his
Trevino
feet to make that throw, where Yadi doesn't have to get to those feet to make that throw.
Yeah, right. And I think that's the difference because that the impact on the amount of time that you get when you can make that 120-foot throw, or what is it, 100-foot throw, we'll call it, on your knees, and it be on a dime. As I say, because it's 60 foot.
Thinking about the geometry.
It's 90 feet. It's okay. So 120 feet, maybe. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be the same? No. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at geometry. 130. Let's go 135 because I feel like that's right in the middle.
But to not have to jump up, with being a catcher when you're playing that position, time is everything. The less time it takes you to get that ball to second, the more chance you have of getting out. And one of the reasons why Yadi was able to get so many outs that other guys couldn't was because he could make that throw from his knees, and it wasn't just accurate, but it had speed. And that makes a huge difference. Whereas Maldonado, he had to get up to get that power behind it. And while it did help him to have that accuracy, the reason that he missed some throws that Yadi would have made was because he had to do it from his feet. For sure.
I agree. But you're right on the framing the pitch. He's one of the best at that. One of the best.
Fucking clinic at it, man.
I'm seeing 60 feet from home to second.
There's no way because it's 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound to home plate.
Yeah, it's okay. This is Little League. We were right. 125, 127.3 to be exact.
Okay. All right. So, it's all right. So I was right up there. 127 feet, and he was able to throw that on a frozen rope to the second baseman from his knees. Like that's just ridiculous. That's why Yadi, to me, will be one of the greatest catchers to ever live, obviously with the exception of Johnny Bench, because it's not fair to anybody to compare them to Johnny Bench. It's just
Mike Piazza has something to say about that too, Tony.
Yeah, well, he was a little too busy roid raging.
Sit the fuck down.
He was too busy roid raging and working in the gym to be able to good behind the plate at.
Josie, let's not throw any judgment around here. This is not judgment day for you, okay? This is not for you to throw judgment around here with your fucking Astros just cheating their way. Like, I mean, everybody on that team was juicing. Correa, that's probably what Correa's fucking knee injury is about.
We've had this discussion. If you're
everybody should juice.
You juice.
You should. I'm talking just uncontrolled fucking just madness.
Dan wants a bunch of Hulk Hogan's running
Just
around.
bat boys fucking shooting each other up and shit. Like I want everybody just to be swolled out. Just wake up in the morning and they're just like, another day of being huge.
Dan wants the fans juicing in the stands.
I mean, I'm gonna start, bro. I'm gonna start a cycle next week. You think my fucking traps are big now, Josie? Wait till fucking roid rage day, because I'm just gonna have a fucking vein down the middle of my forehead all the time, screaming at will for some reason.
But he's not going to go to the gym. He's going to juice up and then just rub one out. So he's going to have his biceps are going to be the same size, but his forearms are going to just look like
massive.
Like those wiffle ball bats we used to get as kids.
And it'll be a lot of delts. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of delts back here, like a lot of fucking wings, a lot of wing for that. It's the forward stroke, really. It's the delt. It's the delt forward.
Oh my god!
Did you forget what it was like when he and I are left unsupervised?
Oh my god!
Oh gosh, this is I thought we were having like a PG episode.
I mean, it is a little lighter than normal. I mean, but we haven't gotten to talking about the Bills game yet, or the Bulls game yet, so it's going to get worse before it gets.
I did want to ask Dan a question, but I can wait till we're done with this conversation because it goes into basketball.
Well, let's no.
Well, we did just talk about Martin Maldonado for fucking 10 minutes, so I mean that's let's cut that out if we can. This is live.
I do want to say this on closing of the scandal. Look, from a fan of this team, what they did was wrong. I can't say any more or less than that. What they did was wrong. It was wrong.
Do you really believe that though?
I do.
Or is it gamesmanship?
No,
because if everybody else is doing it, what, like, okay, so you're saying just lose and just be the higher on the moral pyramid, because nobody's on the moral pyramid at this time. They were all cheating. So like, if everybody else is cheating,
back to what you said and what you get kind of exposed is the level of which we might have been doing it to.
Might have been doing it too.
Yeah.
Especially pointed a camera towards the catcher so that you could see the signs in real time and relay them to the batter through trash can banging. That's not.
I will say I don't feel
that's a pretty significant fucking level.
No, I do want to say I don't feel that EGAT really released a lot of new information.
No, not really.
It's not like he came out and said, "Yeah, I was wearing a buzzer on my fucking chest."
Now,
I basically almost did.
Someone to confirm that Altuve was wearing that buzzer. I cannot die with peace until I get confirmation that happened.
He will. He'll be running for governor of like Venezuela one day, and they'll be like,
No, I think honestly, at some point, someone's going to write a book. It's going to happen.
That's usually the way it goes, isn't it?
Who writes the book? Who was like the main person behind the whole thing to write the book? But someone's going to write a book.
AJ Hinch was fucking he was a good Hinch in the plan, I think.
I heard Beltran. I heard Beltran was really big in it too.
I bet he was. I mean, at that point, it is a cultural thing. Like we're kind of saying, like
it is.
That when it becomes cultural. And the only time it crosses a line for me is if they did put the fucking buzzers on, dude. If they put the fucking Morse code things on, that's crossing. That's the only part that crosses a line for me.
Now, Dan, to go back to what you're saying. Yes, what I'm saying is 100% true. I don't know what the line is if, like, do I want them to lose because everybody else is doing it? I really don't know. Now, I've said multiple times on this show and on Sports Report that we're taught to steal signs in fucking Little League. If you learn, if you're standing there on base and you learn what the coach is saying or something, you're supposed to. They always wanted you to tell your coach. Like,
absolutely,
we're told to steal signs. Now, yes, again, they took it to a different level. But also, if I were to find out that they used the buzzers, I would have a really hard time supporting this team anymore. Even now. Like, and it totally changes how I see this scandal.
It's beyond gamesmanship.
It is beyond gamesmanship. And I think for me, the reason why I would say I would less support that than I do support the Dodger fans that have walked away because of them screwing over Trevor Bauer. And the reason why I say that is there's unless evidence comes out that the entire team was using it, because really the rumor has always been that it was Altuve, right? Was there? Because I never heard
Morse code.
Yeah,
no, I've heard multiple players now. The room why it fell on him is because he was so adamant of no jersey pull off.
No jersey pull off, right? So okay, so all right, so then I'm going to adjust my statement then because I'll say it like this. Let's say it was just Altuve. At that point, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't be as in on walking away from.
Yeah, I agree.
The team now, if it's like 23 of the 20, or 18 of the 26 players were using it. Everybody that was a batter had a Morse code thing at some point during the playoffs. Yeah, then we're going to be having a different conversation.
Yeah,
but if it was just one or two players,
no,
I'm not worried. I mean. I'm going to focus on those players at that point.
And that's still crossing the line as a team, though. I mean, you have to say that's crossing the line as a team because anything that's actually on you that's assisting, like
agree.
That all the rest of that shit is gamesmanship. Like the game, that's taking the gamesmanship a little bit far to do the fucking trash campaign thing. Like that's kind of levels on maybe a little bit too far.
Pushing the line at that point.
And you've definitely stepped over it if you have a fucking Morse code machine on you that is tapping you pitches in. And it occurred to me then, but it just kind of reoccurred to me. Altuve might not have wanted to take his jersey off because, like, what if he takes his jersey off and he's so fucking swole that everybody's like, oh, geez, he doesn't ever work out. Like, he is in excellent shape for being usually fat, kind of pudgy Jose Altuve, who just like is just a natural talent. Like, I think that seriously might have been an issue of it. They might have been. People have been like, "Oh fuck, the traps on that motherfucker." Like, what's that fucking? That Aaron Boone.
People call bullshit on it, but I could totally see his Latino wife not wanting him to take his fucking shirt off. I've dated women like that. Like, they some crazy ass bitches.
We've all dated crazy chicks because we wanted good sex. Like, we'll be honest with that. It is what it is. We're all men.
It's the only kind that I like.
We are or were men. We understand. Crazy women, great sex. That's just
Casey Anthony.
Oh man, she'd break my dick off and kill me.
I don't mean to call you a bad parent, but even Casey Anthony knows where her kid is. Yeah,
but anyway, it's just, but that's the thing is even if it was Altuve, the team allowed it. 'Cause just like, let's say Deshaun Watson, let's say that it wasn't just, it wasn't that the team was setting up massage therapists. He was doing everything himself, but the team knew about it and didn't intervene.
Which
the Texans would still have culpability in that, right? So I get what you're saying. Even if it was just Altuve, the team knew about it and allowed it. Yeah, there's still a problem there.
And maybe like
one player, I don't know if I'm walking away from like the Astros. To me, it is almost like it's a family thing. It's heritage.
Well, it should. I mean, it should be. That's how I would hope that everybody feels about their team. You know what I'm saying? Like I obviously can't feel like a real family connection with the Yankees because. Duh. Like I'm not from.
But you're growing. Like if you have kids, you'll pass it down. Like
right. Well, I'm never gonna have kids.
If he has kids, he'll be too wrapped up in DFS charges or CPS, whatever.
Not on my own. Well, I mean, I think that as an adult, you should be able to deny those responsibilities. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, we're talking about my kids now. But I'm gonna be like the Bill Burr and just pull like when I'm 52. Just have just like having an infant, like just fucking setting up a nightmare for myself. I'm watching their fucking high school basketball games. I'm 70. Like I just want to go home. I don't fucking like this. It's too many people here. And
the game used to be at 4 p.m.
The game used to be so much more physical when LeBron played. So much more physical. Everyone was, yeah. Kid, stop shooting 4-pointers. That's not even a thing.
When the half shot actually becomes a thing.
But
it's gonna
happen at some point. A half-court shot will be half court and beyond will be 4 points.
And then that same day, if Greg Popovich is still alive, we will get a report about Greg Popovich sticking his shotgun in his mouth. He will literally just be like, "Nope, I'm not doing it anymore. Nope." Boom. 90s 4-year-old Greg Popovich.
I am surprised that with the MLB rule changes that it didn't cause Tony La Russa to just keel over and die. Well,
he almost did.
He's still coaching.
I mean,
he almost did.
No, he retired. Like, I mean, no, like just drop dead from the sheer pain of there being energy in baseball. Like that's something that he worked over the entirety of his career to remove the positive and fun energy from baseball. For Rob Manfred, in one of the few good moves he's made as commissioner in getting these things done, is bringing back energy into baseball. Of course, Tony La Russa would. I'm surprised he didn't just his chest didn't just cave in and the black hole where his heart should be just start sucking in everything around him.
Every time a young Latino player.
We all know Rob Manfred did this for one reason only, because he sees in one color and one thing, and that's green. And he saw money and knows there is money if he can get younger generations interested back in baseball.
So speaking of money, we're going to segue this a little bit. And I didn't tell either of you I was going to talk about this because I just came across it really in the last couple of days. But I'm going to get your.
And I want to talk to you about the Rookie of the Year voting.
But we'll get to that. We will get to that when we move on here in a minute. Okay, so MLB stadiums are extending beer sales into the 8th inning because the games are so much shorter now, and they actually were losing money. But Matt Strahm, Phillies pitcher Matt Strahm, came out against it and said that because of that one of the reasons why they stopped selling beer in the 7th inning was so that there was less of a chance of people driving home drunk. Okay, and so we shouldn't be extending it. We should actually be cutting it back to the 6th inning to reduce the chances that that's going to happen. Because right now, the time between the end of the 7th inning and the end of the 9th inning is
30 minutes.
Less than half an hour. Yeah. So do you guys – so Dan, I'll give you this one first. Are you good with the sales getting extended, or are you more on the side of Strahm where they should be cut back?
I mean, I just think it's kind of ironic that Matt Strahm looks like he drinks fucking 16-ounce Busch Lights while his child crawls along the floor of his Suburban. That's what Matt Strahm looks like. Matt Strahm looks like the guy who buys beer for the whole small town Nebraska fucking party and then shows up around the campfire. But yeah, I mean, fucking dude, people are going to drive. These motherfuckers are going to a bar after they get, if you're drinking at a baseball game, it's not like you just magically sober up. Everybody's there is oh, they told us to stop drinking after the 8th inning, so this guy's having a water. No, it's not. That's not happening. It's not happening. They're not doing that. Happening. So nobody's doing that. So this is all about personal responsibility. And they should fucking sell beer the entire goddamn game. What is this? I don't fucking get cut off at 8:30 p.m. No, this isn't fucking Wyoming. All right. It's not a Sunday in Wyoming. I'm not fucking
Utah.
I'm not Utah. What the fuck ever. Whatever the bad place is, that big empty space up there. Yes, I'm fine. Just sell it through the whole fucking game. It's not going to be about you being yes, good. We stopped so many drunk drivers tonight. What are you talking about? You created 10,000 drunk drivers by having a fucking stadium full. You created them. Oh, what I was going to say
I
earlier,
don't
Tony,
know.
actually,
Paying $15 a beer is kind of cost prohibitive to creating drunk drivers.
I mean, I'm 8 Boulevard Weeds deep at Kaufman, and I don't give a fuck if it's $15, bro. I'm going 9-10. I'm going 9-10. Yeah, that's just for my girlfriend. Don't worry about it. It's double fisting it and shit. Hey, what I was going to say earlier though, Tony La Russa. So every time a young, exciting Latino player hits a home run, Tony La Russa gains a liver spot, and that's like literally that's the new thing. Like he just like slowly like curdles more into like a, you know, like Zordon from fucking the Power Rangers movie, just like in a fucking like state of. I feel like that's what he is right now because they're just like so many homers, stolen bases, like bigger bases. He's like, what bigger bases? There's a clock. There's no clocks in baseball, and he just shrivels up more. Like, yeah, it's my heart.
See, but everybody would know that's a lie because where his heart should be, there is just nothing but a black fucking hole.
Right. And hatred.
For me, when I look at this, sorry, Josie, go ahead. What do you think?
I have a hard spot on this. Like, I do see Dan's point. Like, it's personal responsibility at this point. I do see being smart because just like bars and places like that, they have to limit, like, to serve alcohol in a stadium here in Texas, you still have to have a TABC license.
Yeah.
So
it's like that in most states now, I think.
But ain't no motherfucker cutting me off at
Ohio has nothing.
2 p.m.
Like that. I was really surprised.
Really?
Off at 2 p.m.
They have you do not have to get any kind of license to serve alcohol in the state of Ohio.
They have it in Missouri and Kansas, and they don't have it in Ohio?
Yeah.
In Nebraska, it actually just says in the rule book, it just says if you can stand up at the bar and pay for your drink, you can have it. Like, so if you're like willing to just go in there at 12 and just slide it across, you're good. Like, I mean, I don't even think there's not even like ID checks or anything. It's just a fucking
the one
free-for-all.
12-year-old that listens to our show in Nebraska is going to get in trouble tomorrow.
It's a fucking free-for-all. Yeah, he's just like, well, this guy on the podcast said everything I hear on that podcast is true. If there's a 12-year-old like that, please, parents, contact me. And contact me. We'll get him on the show. We'll pay the procuring. Shit, I'll have him drink right next to me right here. He's paying for it. He came in and he said, "Hey, $5. I want a beer." And I said, "All right, fuck, man. He was so direct."
Dan's gonna turn into two-turn Tony and kidnap.
What do you think the other 40's for? Just got done duct taping two of them to his hands. Like, don't fucking come back till you finish those.
So, but
it's in the backyard.
But on another note, I do see the physical responsibility of yourself and like not drinking. Right. Also, what you said, $15 a beer is going to kind of limit me from getting too drunk as it is. So.
Maybe I'm just thinking differently because I'm poor. But I mean,
bro, Tony, I think I'm going around and just checking empties, right? I mean, if somebody's leaving fucking 3/4 of a boulevard, you know, some chick was like, I don't know what, it doesn't taste good. Like I'd be like, I'll take that. I don't even care. Wait, $15 a beer? I'll take. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay it. Like, I'll take that. Is it warm? That's fine. I'm not in it for the taste.
Beer, I'm crippled. I need a cane. And
$15 a beer. I'm bringing a flask in my pocket. Like, exactly. I'm bringing a flask.
It's interesting. When I went to spring training game at Sloan Park, they had the new security system that it's supposed to be being used in most stadiums, where you don't have to take anything out of your pockets. You just walk through these things, and it's scanning for signatures of specific things. And so, like, what was crazy was I had my cigarettes, my lighter, I had my weed pen with me, and I walked right through, and they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even getting checked. I mean, I walked into fucking Coppin with this thing, you know, and it was completely fine. Like, I just back pocket. You know what I'm saying?
It's bigger than your.
You can fit a whole 175 in this thing. 175, not even a 750. Just, it's got an actual mouthpiece sized, lid. Just stick that right down the back of your pants. Doesn't look obvious at all. Nobody even knows what it is.
Your fucking head. How many bottles does that take to fill it, Dan?
It's a 750 milliliter. No, sorry, 64 ounce. So
64. So that's 1.75 liters. Yeah,
it would fit about 1.5 of these.
Yep.
It's been used recently. Not by me. I should investigate that.
You mean investigating a flask that's been used recently with 2 teenagers living in your house?
Right?
Why would you do that?
Right? I was wondering why my Jack Daniels tasted like water and Diet Coke mixed together. And then I was like, oh, it is water and Diet Coke. These motherfuckers. They were just getting the color right. I was like, it's a little bit off, but it's pretty close. They're getting better at it.
Martha
little
told
light.
a story at one point where she did that to her dad's Jack, but she used apple juice and water, and because the color was closer, which that was smart of her.
My parents had like a collector's set Jack Daniels with like the 2 glasses in it, which I knew they were never going to drink. So I fucking pulled that first chance I had, pulled that motherfucker out of there. And I actually did water and Diet Coke. Just mix water and Diet Coke together and just put it right back in there and just shut the box. I don't think they ever figured it out. I don't think they ever figured it out. I think it's probably still sitting somewhere. Yeah. I think that
someone bought that after it was donated to Goodwill and went to drink it and was like, what the fuck?
I was like 15, dude. I took that whole 750. That night, I think it was that same night, I actually woke up the next day and the whole house was fucking spotless clean, except for there was piss in a bucket on my stairs. Not a joke. Fucking whole house. I cleaned the whole house, came home. My mom didn't even know I was home. I cleaned the entire house, urinated into a fucking bucket. There's a bathroom right next to my fucking room. I urinated into a bucket and left it on the fucking stairs, dude. Not a joke. My mom will back that story up. Why? Just why? Why? Was I really just like so into cleaning that I was like, I gotta fucking piss right now. I can't even fucking make it. It's like, it's in the same area.
At all.
It doesn't compute. And my mom was like, thanks for cleaning the house, but what is this? And I was like, smells like urine. She was like, yeah, it does smell like urine. And I was like, I don't know, maybe throw it out. She knew. She was so confused. She was like, I saw it. He cleaned and then I don't know. I don't get it. Like, that's Jack Daniels, bro. I also
that's the adult sweet and sour Sour Patch Kids commercial, because it's the sweet and sour. They always do the nice thing, yes. The bad thing. Clean the house, but piss in a bucket.
Clean house. Like, wow, I peed on it. Peed in the bucket and left it there for you guys to step in down the stairs. Right there, like a little booby trap.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Make sure I fuck something up.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and run ads, and then we are gonna talk about the NBA. So we'll be right back.
Yay! Yankees got fucked up.
Wrap up your Monday with some laughs. Make sure to join Will, Seven, Dan the Dick Warner, and Josie as they dive into the hottest topics of the week across sports, including baseball, basketball, and the NFL. You can catch the episode live Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, or Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss the Sports Report Podcast. Don't miss Fight Night. Every Tuesday night, Will Morgan and Josie Haney break down the hottest topics of the week across combat sports, including UFC, boxing, WWE, AEW, and more. Past episodes are available on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and each episode will air again Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss Fight Night. Tune in or tap out.
It's time for more Dick, more snacks, and more basketball talk on the hardwood. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, you can catch them live on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast. Join them as they break down the hottest topics of the week in the NBA, along with the age-old argument on LeBron versus Jordan. This ain't one of Shaq's free throws. Don't miss it. Don't miss Fight Night. Every Tuesday night, Will Morgan and Josie Haney break down the hottest topics of the week across combat sports, including UFC, boxing, WWE, AEW, and more. Past episodes are available on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and each episode will air again Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. Don't miss Fight Night. Tune in or tap out. Put the kids to bed, put on your shades, and crack open a cold one during Sports Report After Dark with Seven and Dan the Dick Warner. You can catch After Dark Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Sports Report Podcast, and again Saturday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on West Coast Radio. We believe that athletes are people too, and Skip Bayless is one of the lizard people. Don't miss Sports Report After Dark.
Welcome back to the Sports Report After Dark. There are Josie and Dan the Dick Warner. Thank you for your patience listening to my voiceover portfolio. Don't forget to check out the other Sports Report shows Monday through Thursday night. We've got it all. At least all that we can handle.
Jesus Christ.
So go ahead. So Josie, before we dive into the part of basketball that I want to talk about, I'll go ahead and let you talk to Dan, because I have a feeling I know where you're going with the Rookie of the Year voting.
Rookie of the Year voting is ridiculous. This dude was one fucking away from a unanimous Rookie of the Year vote. And what gets me more than anything about this is the dude that voted against him is the one dude who works for an outlet that I don't understand why he has a fucking vote.
Isn't he also from Salt Lake?
Yeah, Salt Lake Tribune.
So that's what they do. They homer that shit. They homer it just to. He didn't actually think Walker Kessler is the Rookie of the Year. What he did was
unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Yes, he wanted to prove a point that he didn't think Paulo Banchero was hands down clear cut the Rookie of the Year, which he was. If you watched any of the season, Paulo Banchero was the best rookie on any floor, any day, anytime. Paulo Banchero is the real fucking deal. And he was the most developed. He was the best athlete, probably, outside of possibly Jaden Ivey or Jalen Williams with the Thunder. Paulo Banchero is the unanimous. If it's unanimous, then fucking pick it unanimous. Like, don't at least how about this, you Salt Lake weirdo? How about fucking don't pick Walker Kessler, your hometown guy. Pick the guy who you think created that unanimous doubt. So that's Jaden Ivey. The only other guy that you vote for is a shit Pistons fucking, and I hope they don't ruin him like they've ruined so many. I saw the other day during that fucking Tigers game, it was Megatron. Did you guys see this? Megatron and
when they brought out
Lindros and fucking who's the other guy? Ben Wallace. Okay.
Yeah. And they brought out Milky.
3 fucking careers that they kind of ran into the toilet. Outside of fucking I guess Lindros, because the Red Wings were good.
Right.
Then
the Red Wings are the best sports franchise of Detroit.
Yeah.
In Detroit, because they've actually won championships. They actually, I can't remember what their progress has been like recently. I haven't watched hockey near as much this year as I wanted to. But in the 90s, at least, the Red Wings were a fucking legit team.
Well,
Lindros is playing.
It's funny you said that, Dan, because I was thinking, I saw that video. It was opening day, and they also brought out Mookie Cabrera to throw the pitch with them. And I was like, man, 4 men that their teams destroyed their fucking careers.
the weird thing is that Josie, like, not really, because Calvin Johnson, yes, Megatron got ran down the
Absolutely.
he got ran down the pipe. That was a classic fucking Detroit move. But
Right.
Ben Wallace won a fucking title
He did.
in Detroit. Eric Lindros won a title. I'm pretty sure, I don't watch hockey, but I'm pretty sure Eric Lindros won a title with the Red Wings at that point. So
He never won a title.
Miggy never won a title. Miggy did win a title. Miggy won it with the Marlins 2004.
He didn't win one.
He
So-
didn't win with Detroit.
He didn't win one with Detroit because nobody wins with Detroit.
He went to Detroit to die.
Yes,
Wait,
pretty much.
didn't-
They paid him a lot of money.
Wait, didn't Detroit just win the World Series in 2013?
No, the fucking Tigers haven't won a World Series for fucking. It's just been a second.
I'm looking
It's
at
been a second. It's been a second. I want to say it's been 40 years. 2013 would have been. 2013 was the fucking Giants. That was in the middle of that whole Royals. That was the beginning of that whole Royals fucking thing. The whole Royals back and forth with the Giants. Remember?
Okay, so they lost in 2013 to the Red Sox in the AL Championship Series. Wait, maybe it was 2012 Dodgers or 2012 Tigers. Hold on.
2012 was the Giants.
They lost the World Series in 2012 to the Giants. That's what it was. Because
their last.
rotation, their 2012, the Detroit Tigers 2012 rotation was fucking stupid.
Nasty.
Every single pitcher had to leave the Tigers to get a World Series ring.
Yeah.
That was, if I remember correctly, it was Scherzer, DeGrom,
Not DeGrom.
No, Scherzer, Verlander. Scherzer and Verlander were on that roster.
Yeah.
And Verlander was the last to leave because he left us when they made that last second trade. Now, they did make the AL Central Division 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Anibal Sanchez was on that roster.
Yeah.
Their pitching was fucking disgusting.
They haven't won
they-
World Series since '84.
So 40
So
years.
yeah,
about
okay,
40.
so yeah,
Was that right on 40 years? I was
just
right.
shy,
40 years
just
would be
we're
next year.
39,
Yeah.
we're at 39.
Yeah.
This is 39 years this season.
So yeah,
And
they
didn't
haven't
win a
won a
World Series
series.
this year, so it's going to be 40 years at least. But
The old
honestly, I think it's going to be 45, and that's if they actually start to build now.
also Tigers aren't black and cream, you fucking idiots. Like, change your colors. Like, at least change them to like LSU's.
Siberian
Like,
Tigers are
Yep.
black and cream, sir.
they're
Maybe
black
they
and
should be
cream.
the Detroit Siberian Tigers.
They're very endangered. They're in lots of camps here in the United States. Okay. They're endangered, Josie. Everything's kind of endangered.
But yeah, so it pissed me off because I was looking at and is this guy a past player? Like a
Who?
lot of these people on the list?
No. Fuck no. Chris Broussard is on that list, bro. Chris Broussard never played a fucking lick of basketball his entire life.
The dude is Andy Larson.
Yeah, he's not. No, they're all writers. They're
some
fucking.
of them are past players. You have Jalen
There's
Rose,
some
JJ
Yeah.
Redick.
who
Because I
went
think
into media.
Yeah,
Don't-
they're all media now.
Is it because they're media, or do you at some point after you get out of the game, if you were a rookie of the year, do you not get a vote?
No, this is all because they're media because it.
Oh, it's all it is okay. It is all media. Okay.
because it lists
Some
their-
weird.
No,
We should
but
probably start
that's
asking
the
those
other-
kind of questions.
That's the other thing. The outlets listed are The Ringer, Yahoo, ESPN, GQ, FS1, Fox Sports, NBC Sports, Sports Illustrated, Sirius Radio, USA Today, ABC,
Salt Lake Tribune
PBA, and then the Salt Lake fucking Tribune.
is listed on there. Really?
Fuck, is he getting a fucking vote?
But look at how many times on that list, because I saw that list. How many people from The Ringer have a vote?
Four.
What the
That's-
fuck is the Ringer?
That's Bill Simmons.
It's
Oh,
a
okay.
website.
Well, that's actually-
it's a sports site.
Bill
Yeah.
Simmons is legit.
It's Bill Simmons, Michael Pena, Ryan Russillo, and
I
Kevin.
love Brian
O'Connell.
Russillo. Those guys are all legitimate.
I mean, they're
media
all
guys.
legitimate, but why do you have one media outlet with 4 votes?
Well, and I mean, ESPN's got 1, 2, 3.
Shouldn't have that many. Sorry.
Yahoo's got 2.
FS1's got probably 2.
FS1's got 1, but they've also got Fox Sports.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's how the devil does it.
It's all one company.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my thing with that is I think that's kind of weird. You should be splitting the votes up over the different nationally recognized media outlets. So your official newspaper for the
CBS,
city or for the state,
not
whatever.
one CBS correspondent or anything had a vote.
Like no New York Times, because I saw that list. There's no New York Times.
Yeah.
No LA Times. No Post. Like none of those legitimate national papers like that, or that are really just for those local areas, but are nationally recognized. Those guys aren't on that list. There should be somebody, at least one person from those organizations should be on that list.
I mean, I can pretty much spout the numbers off the top of my head, but I'll give you guys the actual numbers. Paulo Banchero averaged 21, 7, and 5 for an NBA season. That's an all-star. Those are all-star numbers.
What position does he play?
He's a small forward. He's like he's a weird in-betweener. He can handle the ball
anymore. 7.
There isn't positions. He's 6'10". He can handle the ball. He's perfect. He's fucking perfect for the new NBA. He can shoot the ball. He's just like an athlete. He's literally just like a forward. I would just call him a forward, forward. He doesn't really bring the ball on the floor, but he's got a lot of the plays that run for him. He comes off a lot of screens.
He's got great hands.
Super athletic. Great hands, which is a hugely underrated thing in the NBA. Great hands, catches the ball, rebounds. The dude's a free. I mean, he reminds me of Bam Adebayo a lot. So
I could see that.
He's Bam Adebayo, but like with more longer. Bam Adebayo doesn't have a 3-point game. Bam Adebayo doesn't shoot threes. Paulo Banchero shot 34% from 3 this year. I mean, that's right around the league average. That's what you want. And a rookie that's his like last resort. He's gonna go. Right. He's a penetrator. He's gonna go to the rim. He's 6'10". He's 260. He's he's athletically.
He steps back.
Athletically, he's a fucking bull in the china shop.
Right.
So he's gonna. And so 34% from 3. That's just making people respect it. That helps your game out. I mean, his team was garbage. The Orlando Magic are super fun to watch. They are terrible. Like they're terrible because they don't play any defense. Because like literally everybody on their team doesn't think they have to play defense because that's how they came up. Seriously, that's how they came up through the ABA and all that stuff. But like, I mean, the Magic were terrible, but Paulo Banchero was clearly the rookie of the year. There's not even I don't know if there's even a second. Jaden Ivey had some exciting moments. Jalen Williams was super solid for the fucking Thunder. I mean, that's all you can fucking do. Definitely not Walker fucking Kessler. Walker Kessler averaged fucking 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, something like that, somewhere in that area. He voted for him because he's from Salt Lake City. He got a fucking vote, and now he's not going to get another one. Now they're not going to give him now you don't get another one because now you're just. And if he's making a name for himself or he's trying to get his name out there, I get it.
So Walker Kessler for this season. 9.2 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks in 74 games.
What the?
So it wasn't like he wasn't playing. He played 74 games.
How many minutes a game did he play? 20, 21?
Hold on. Let me get back to where's it at?
It's probably around 21, probably.
23.
Okay.
23.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's
the
that's
2.3
not rookie of the year
blocks a
numbers.
game.
Absolutely
it's
not.
Year, but 2.3 blocks a game, that's great. But honestly, before the season, that's what you expected Walker Kessler to be more about was about the
defense rebounding,
the defense and the rebound. And 2.3 blocks a game, that's great. 8.4 rebounds for a rookie, that's pretty good. You want to see that, but you want to see that above 10 by the time he hits his prime.
A starter. If he's a starter and he plays 35 minutes, then that is going to go above 10. He's going to be a
that's true.
13.
He's coming off
13,
the bench, so okay.
13, 10. I mean, he plays 20. He plays half the game. So usually, like a starter will play 35 minutes. So you got to add at least probably 12 to 13 minutes on top of that. If you just work those stats out cumulatively, it comes out to about 13 and 10, 13 and 11, something like that. That's a solid fucking power forward. Walker Kessler has a position. He plays power forward or center in a small ball lineup. Like he's a center. He's a big man. Okay.
He's a small ball center or power forward. Yeah.
Jaden Ivey, 16 and a half points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds a game. So that's your batter up. That's your second guy.
Right.
So yeah, that's the only thing you can even really, and we actually haven't even mentioned all the stats. I think I kind of nailed them.
Earlier, you said 21, 7, and 7.
Yeah, 27 and 4. It's 27 and 4.
That's pretty close to what you said, which is still not bad, especially for a rookie.
27 and 4 is fucking dude. That's all-star numbers for that's an all-star. You can make all-star teams as a veteran with those numbers. And he didn't even know what the fuck he's doing. I watched a lot of Magic games. I watched a lot of NBA, and he this year and every year I guess. It's a lot of my time just wasted on Magic games. Really, is what it is. No, but yeah, no, he didn't even know what he's doing most of the time. Like he's just out there kind of just using his athleticism. When he figures out fucking how to play in the NBA, look out. You're looking at 27. You're looking at 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. You're looking at MVP type numbers from Paulo Banchero. He's one of those kind of guys. From just for stacks, Paulo Banchero from anybody?
Nebraska? Is he from Nebraska?
Bueller? No. Duke.
Duke?
He went to Duke. Yeah, there's like 4 fucking guys. Jalen Williams, who I think finished 3rd, went to Duke. There's a couple of guys. Jalen Duren, who was good for the Pistons as well, also went to Duke. There's like 4 guys that this year that went to Duke.
I was going to say, because Duke has had really since the 90s, at least that I can think of, because I don't know about before that because I wasn't alive, but Duke's for a while has had a pretty consistent program when it comes to men's basketball.
Well, Tony, don't act like you shouldn't know about something just because you weren't alive, though, either. Because, I mean, do you not know that dinosaurs existed? Because that was way before you were alive, right? I mean,
yeah, but I was forced to learn that dinosaurs existed. I was not forced to learn
the stats of Duke before pre-Krzyzewski. Pre-Krzyzewski Duke is a tricky subject. No, they've been good for fucking 40 years, man. Because fucking Coach K was Coach K was an absolute class act. One of the greatest of all time. And Krzywski, Krzyzewski. Ding! I'll take that in the spelling contest, Josie.
Okay, I like that because I remember his name because that's the first time I saw how his name was spelled. I looked at it and I said, somebody that created that family's last name said, all right, we're going to write a bunch of letters that don't make sense. And then the last name is going to sound completely opposite of what's on paper.
Yeah, we're just gonna add some Polish fucking flair on the end of this motherfucker. Like it looks like it's Krzyzewski. It looks like it's Krzyzewski. Is how you should say it. And they're like, nah, Krzyzewski. And it was like, all right, I like it. Or maybe fucking maybe Coach K himself was just like, you know what? I don't like Krzyzewski anymore. I'm just gonna go Krzyzewski. And I feel like, my name Krzyzewski sounds like it should start with an S. But it's Coach K. That's my whole shtick.
Like when Travis Kelce was messing with everybody and told them that their last name was Kel. Was that everybody's been saying it wrong? His last name's actually Kels. Just for shits and gigs. But Coach K's had the same ruse going for 40 years.
Oh yeah, and he just played it so serious. He just played it so serious that everyone was like, God damn, I want to go play for that guy. He knows that his name's not pronounced like that, but he's going with it, and I like it. He's very
malleable. He's very dedicated to the things that he does, whether it's coaching college basketball or getting people to say his last name wrong. Either way,
exactly.
He's dedicated to the cause.
Or going to mass on Sundays. You know that Polish Catholic motherfucker is just out there. All those parents. He's going up. He's like, yeah, you know what? and Jesus also leads my way. And they're like, sign me up. This guy, I'll tell you what, he could sell a ketchup popsicle.
He
Coach
drops.
K.
He makes all the granny panties drop. He definitely does.
The most, I would say, easily the most fucking. He's put out the most NBA players of any college coach of all time. I'd say that's probably just a stat I said I can probably hang my hat on. Outside of
led the Redeem team.
He did lead the Redeem
and
team.
was the Olympic coach when LeBron James just ran fucking rough shot all over everybody. That was just, I mean, how I could have coached those teams, Josie.
That's true.
Been like, yeah. So hang on. Let me get this straight. My starting five is Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade. Do you want me to keep going? I think I'm good. I'll just go three. I'll go three on five.
Every time I think about the Redeem team now, I think about Cody just running through Powell's chest, just running through his chest.
Who? Kobe?
Kobe
Yeah.
Running through Pau Gasol's chest.
Savage.
Absolutely a savage moment. So
they went to him too. Sorry, they went to him in the Olympics. LeBron carried those teams, the 8 and the 12, the whole fucking game, and then at the end of it, well, the 8 anyway. They were like, "All right, Kobe, go ahead and take it. If you're gonna get your shot, you're gonna get your shot." And he was so fucking good at that time that it was just like he didn't even have to. He'd get like 12, 13 shots up the whole game and then just fucking take over the last 2 minutes. Kobe was such a fucking savage, dude.
Kobe was a dog.
Kobe had that fucking dog in him.
Dude.
Yeah, that fucking dog.
he didn't just have that mamba between his legs. He had that dog in his brain.
Yeah. On top of that, apparently dude's dick is like 13 inches long. So I mean that's or sorry, was. Good God. I'd make a Kobe joke right now, but I don't think it would fly.
We don't need the show to crash and burn, Dan.
This is spinning out of control already, and I don't like it.
It's a really foggy situation, and I need you to back it down.
You know, we have to move mountains here, Tony, and that's really what we're doing as a whole. And we can't do that with this Kobe clout.
We can't disrespect Kobe just because he was the ultimate helicopter parent. Okay.
You fail.
I just spiraled out of control. But like I just it's fucking. I mean,
we're going to hell. Okay,
absolutely.
So, moving forward in basketball, last night the Raptors lost to the Bulls, and one of the notable stats of the Bulls' miraculous 19-point comeback, it was a total of I think it was a 26 or 27-point swing to win the game. One of the most notable moments, or one of the most notable things about this was in the fourth quarter, DeMar DeRozan's 9-year-old daughter was heard through the broadcast and seen on video because they shot it multiple times as it was happening.
I haven't heard this.
On.
Oh, you haven't heard about this? I wanted to talk about this.
She was banshee screaming every time a Raptors player was up at the free throw line. They went, and because of it was attributed to because of DeMar DeRozan's screaming, they were less than 50% during that period where she was screaming, but only ended up 50% on the game for their free throw attempts. That is a well below average number for the NBA to be below 50% at the line on a free throw shot.
You need to be 70% at a fucking low point. It needs to be 70. You shot shitty if you shot 70%. You shot shitty.
And so they have credited it in part to DeMar DeRozan, adorable 9-year-old girls, plenty of pictures floating around the internet. And
I mean, for fuck's sake with that name though, DeMar. Come on. What were you like? Oh, she's gonna be one letter fucking worse than me.
Well, and then 7, can I add on? There's a Nick Wright had some comments saying like the NBA is gonna probably have to step in here because there were people complaining. Well, no, not for this, but in general, because it could become a problem. One,
young girls screaming while you're at the line.
it was coming through the broadcast. You have had complaints about the broadcast, the constant screaming through the broadcast.
That's the sound guy's job. There's a way you can
There's a
tune out
mute-
those frequencies.
So
mute button on his soundboard.
Who listens to the announcers when they're watching professional sports anyways?
I do.
But
You know, it's what we aspire to be, Tony.
the thing for me why the NBA can't do anything, because here's the truth. If this was a regular Bulls fan that was just at the game and they were well off enough that they are able to be at every Bulls game, even when they're on the road during the postseason, the NBA can't do a fucking thing but say, hey, not everybody likes it. Can you stop? If they don't, you can't remove them from the game. They're just cheering. It's just a more noticeable sound. And when you come at a 9-year-old black little girl like that, and you try to do something about that, you bet your sweet ass that there would be hell to pay. Now, is the NBA going to go to DeMar and be like, hey, it was cute, don't let it happen again?
Probably
Otherwise, we will find a reason to make life difficult for you.
Probably already has.
I would assume that conversation probably happened today. Adam Silver called DeMar, was like, hey, what's up, bro? We still going to the club next week? All right, here's the deal. What DR did was cute, but the next time it happens, that little file I have on you, something's going to come out, and you're going to miss next season. Is that probably happening behind the gate? Possibly.
I mean, I feel like Adam Silver goes home and like detaches his head and puts it in like a tank of fucking formaldehyde. But his body just like recharges on some fucking charging dock, and then his head's just in like some fucking formaldehyde and just like floats around for a little bit.
Darth
he can,
Vader
like,
2.0.
He can see his
Like
computer
Tom
screen
Brady.
from the formaldehyde.
It's like Tom Brady in that Hertz commercial where he plugs in.
Yeah, yes, pretty much. And that, I mean, have you seen that fucking noggin? Have you seen that noggin? That guy's one of the ugliest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. I love Adam Silver to death, but he looks like a fucking alien douche. He looks like an alien.
I have a theory about Adam Silver. I think that Skip Bayless and Adam Silver are both a part of the lizard people. And Skip Bayless was originally Adam Silver's handler, but then Skip Bayless got famous, so the roles switched, and now Adam Silver has to take care of the NBA, and somebody else is his handler.
Yeah, well, I mean, it might be Skip. You know, he works for FS1. They have a lot of connections.
Y'all talk about one of the like only semi-good commissioners in sports. Like,
yeah, nobody's safe.
I love Adam Silver.
Oh yeah,
I love Adam Silver.
Adam Silver on the show.
That motherfucker's head looks like a misshapen fucking fruit that you got out of a fucking grocery. You're like, what the fuck is this?
If
like
Jimmy
when they prepackage him.
If Jimmy Neutron wasn't a nerd and grew up to like basketball, he would look like Adam Silver. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he looks like Rocky Dennis, but like was an NBA commissioner. Like he looks. It's fucking. What happened? Like what? Did they use the suction cup? Did they use the suction cup on him when he was coming out? They had to like stick it on his fucking head and like expand it out. He was like Megamind. I feel like when he opens his mouth, it should be Will Ferrell's voice.
Is that how that we know when he's going to retire? Is when he finally is going to present a jersey at the draft and he scares someone away?
Yeah, somebody's like, good fucking God. Can we just do like a fucking Wizard of Oz thing where he's got like a screen that comes up and he's just behind the curtain?
Can he just announce the picks from TV and I can just walk up on stage and wave?
Is there any kind of scenario? Yeah, scenario where NBA can play for like a fucking like one of those holograms to be up there that looks like him in 2015 and not whatever that fucking thing is. Yeah, he looks like Adam Silver looks like he grew up in Chernobyl.
Oh,
right there in Kazakhstan. No.
That's great. That's
Did
so
you,
funny.
did you guys see that fucking report about? This is way off topic. Sorry. Did you guys see that fucking report about these scientists came out with this thing about how they've been studying all the animals that live in Chernobyl after the nuclear disaster, and there's fucking already, guys. This was fucking 35 years ago. Like this is like when we were born, basically, right? Okay, this happened already. There's noticeable differences in all of the wildlife that lives within Chernobyl. Noticeable evolutionary differences to the point where like they said something about the fucking dogs being like their muscle mass has increased, like they're fucking like they're very like sinewy, like they have like a lot of sinew, like they're fucking like super lean and like fast and shit, and like it's
They
really
also have
weird.
2 heads and die after 3 years because of the cancer.
Yeah, all of them have tumors. None of them live to be over 2 years old. It's like just a fucking nightmare in there. Like they all just like develop some weird brain thing and their heads just like explode and shit. But but outside of that, they're fucking super freak athletes.
I have
Yeah.
read that the plant life in Chernobyl, they're amazed at how fast that's recovering.
Weird as fuck.
Well, it's just like, and I think it kind of it kind of leans to the Elon Musk said that one of the ways that we could work on getting it to where we could live on Mars would be to terraform it. And the way that you terraform it is by setting off a planned nuclear charge around the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
And that would stimulate the environment where it would make the planet habitable and have oxygen and all of those
It
things.
creates an atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
it's like archaically and simplistically, it's literally like burning your yard before the spring.
Yeah.
So you burn your yard out, kills everything, and then you get all of that.
You knock
Fodder
off air.
is basically like production. And like that's not really what happened in Chernobyl, because that wasn't like, that's just like the presence of fucking nuclear radiation. Like that's just like the mere presence of it is doing weird shit to like.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
but
did you see Chernobyl?
I did, yeah.
On HBO? Oh my god, what a
blast.
fucking series.
There's been I've found a few different articles online about like pictures, like with pictures from inside Chernobyl as well. And
creepy.
That's always been a fascinating topic for me. There's one other one where there was almost a Chernobyl-like disaster that happened in
China,
in the United States. It was like
3 Mile
Island.
3 Mile Island, Philadelphia.
It was 3 Mile Island. Okay, yeah,
Okay.
in the Northeast, and it was like they kept the reactors from overheating at like the last possible minute. Like it was getting ready for all hell to break loose, and they managed to pull it back. But it was close enough that they were trying to evacuate the area. They were preparing people for what was about to happen, that there was probably going to be a bunch of loss of life and stuff like that. And everybody's trying to evacuate while a few people try to save back and minimize damage. And they end up saving it from happening. But then you also
mean the aliens did?
The aliens did. And then there was also that one in Japan that was, 10 years ago?
Yeah. That
Fukushima or whatever?
That was from a tsunami.
Yeah, a tsunami hit and it caused the reactors to overheat.
Yeah.
And then the nuclear disaster.
And then Chernobyl was literally just because they were fucking being super cheap with their production of all the parts for the fucking like shit was just breaking. Like they weren't using the proper shit to like, they were just like, yeah, we can make fucking nuclear reactors, not that big of a deal. Doesn't seem that hard. And they were like, let's just use a plastic piece for that. That probably seems like it should be plastic. And it's like, no, that should not have been fucking plastic, you idiots. Like, they and it wasn't them being idiots. They were fucking very smart. They just fucking didn't have
the money.
Their fucking government wasn't buying them good shit. They were just like, they couldn't fucking use it. And it's sad because like they are
given the right resources, and that's what caused the whole thing.
Right. Well, and that's what caused the downfall of the Soviet Union as a whole, which ironically, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like a microcosm of like what the Soviet Union did. They kind of fucked themselves by like trying to be that like, you know, we're so efficient, dude. Our economy is booming. And it's like, your economy's booming because you guys are making shitty fucking products, and you're like, and then your people are using them too. That's the thing, you know, and like they can tell, and like nobody says anything about any of it either, because if you do, you get your fucking head blown off, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You criticize the government, you get your head blown off. You criticize
disappear.
the products the government gives you, you get your head blown off. Like, of course you're going to look like everything's fine because it's nobody's ever allowed to acknowledge that it wasn't fine.
Tony,
Even
that
now,
can be the rules.
We're still scared to criticize the USSR government because of the way that things are in Russia and the fact that it seems like they're wanting to reconnect and run, go back to that type of a rule.
Who
Nobody
was
else
in
did.
the USSR? He was a high commander in the USSR. So,
Who?
Putin.
Oh yeah. He's a fossil at this point. I mean, he saw that whole government collapse, and then he rebuilt it. Like you can say whatever the fuck you want about Vladimir Putin. That motherfucker can sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves, dude. That dude fucking knows what the fuck he is doing. I bet there's women just fucking jump all over them. Like, I don't know why. Like
He has a harem. Like, there's no way he doesn't.
dude, the charisma. Like, how do you just how did that dude's dick must be fucking just? I bet it's just huge. Like all these presidents are like Trump's just fucking mad at him because he's like, fuck, I got this little pathetic piece of shit. That guy's fucking rocking a fucking forearm. But yeah, I mean, he's got to just have anyway. But
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
we're all gonna go.
I was gonna bring up another topic real quick, but if you have more on basketball, please go ahead.
No, that was was for me. There is something that's basketball related, but it's a Skip Bayless thing. So I'll let you do that, and then you can dip out if you want. Because when Dan and I open up on Skip Bayless, you don't need to get implicated in that.
It's really just for your own safety as a
This
upper.
has been really
management.
funny. I don't know. I
At the
kinda
very
like
bottom,
It's really hilarious.
Obviously, you can hang out. I did want to say something about the NBA, and I don't think this is really. Let's get real serious here, guys. Okay. LeBron James is 39 fucking years old, and he just averaged 38 and 8 for an entire fucking NBA season at 39 years old.
That's
Put that in comparison. There's nobody who even plays when they're 39 years old. They don't fucking play. Name me a 39-year-old that's consistently played in the NBA in the history of the NBA. That's just even fucking touched the floor.
I saw this recently. There's 3 that have played.
That's even touched the floor though. Like that really, really plays though. Like, yeah, he can be on a roster. Like Udonis Haslem's like 54. Like that doesn't really count. Doesn't really count because he's an advisor / power forward.
Well, it's like they were talking about it on Undisputed this morning. You don't see players at LeBron's age, 39 years old, playing not just minutes, but meaningful minutes. In the game against who was it they beat the other night? Minnesota?
Now you make the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, okay. The game against the Timberwolves, at 39 years old, LeBron scored 30 points, which he averaged over the season. He went 30 and 10 and played 40 minutes.
Bro, he's the 5th or 6th best player in the NBA right now. Like he's the 5th or 6th to 7th best player in the NBA right now.
He's still top 10 at his age.
Absolutely. Like
there's a marginal contributor to what little the success the Lakers have right now because Anthony Davis doesn't know how to take over the team when LeBron is on the floor.
He can't. LeBron is too big for Anthony Davis. Like LeBron and them being friends and shit has handcuffed Anthony Davis into thinking that the only time he can ever take over a team is when LeBron James retires and is no longer on that team. I've said that before, and I think that's actually true. Like, just the personalities wise, there's no way. Like, I know that we can sit here and go, yeah, Anthony Davis needs to take over on the floor. It doesn't work that way because Anthony Davis is not the fucking leader off the floor. He's not. And I don't think he's a better player. I still don't think he's a fucking better player than LeBron James. That's the fucking crazy part. I think LeBron is still better.
LeBron at 39 is better than AD is, and he's what, 26, 27?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. I think he's in his late 20s. I think he's 28 or 29. But yeah, he's pre-30. He's pre-30 years old. He's
pre-30, and a guy that most players have aged out of at 39 is playing meaningful minutes. And it really frustrated me because they were talking about this morning on Undisputed. Draymond Green on his podcast this week was talking about how LeBron looked gassed. How many 39-year-old people do you think could play in an NBA game?
Yeah.
Not just a pickup game. I think like what Shannon was saying, like Lifetime Fitness or the YMCA or whatever. Not even one of those. An NBA game playing 40 minutes and scoring 30 and 10. 30 and 10.
Bro, wait till fucking next week, man. It's gonna be fun, bro. They're gonna LeBron James is going to fucking fuck the Memphis Grizzlies up. I don't know if they're gonna win that series, but I'm telling you, LeBron James ain't going down without fucking swing. He's gonna swing out. I'm talking. He's gonna have triple doubles. These are guarantees you can fucking record and set it down. He's gonna have at least one triple double in the Memphis series. He's gonna score at least 40 points in the Memphis series in a game. He's gonna fuck Memphis up. They have nobody who can guard him. Defensively, they're really good, but just mentally, there's nobody who's on like what fucking Aaron Brooks. What the fuck his name? What the fuck his name is?
Right.
Dylan Brooks. They're gonna put Dylan Brooks on him, and Dylan Brooks is gonna fucking get roasted for 3 quarters, and he's gonna fucking give up because that's what Dylan Brooks does. He's kind of soft. Like I wouldn't say that to his face because he fucking.
As a player compared to his peers, he is soft.
He got that dog in him, but he's weak. Like mentally, that's fucking tough for me to even say because I'm like he got in the NBA, but like just for NBA players, I think he's a little weak. I think he gets a little fucking ticked off at shit that he shouldn't be getting ticked off at, and then he just plays like shit, and it's really like it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem for Memphis.
It is a problem for Memphis, and I think that the Suns are going to appreciate the beating that the Lakers give to Memphis because even though that, I still think Memphis wins the series. I think it's going to go the full length. I think it's going to go to 5. And I also think that it's going to put Phoenix in the position where they can just put them away.
Yes. Whoever they play, they're going to get beat up.
As long as KD stays healthy, Chris Paul's got enough left in the tank to get through this postseason. And
the fact that you just said, as long as KD stays healthy, is like as long as an asteroid doesn't hit the Earth. Like we're just crossing our fingers at this point.
Kevin, senior citizen street clothes Durant at this point. You mean?
Kevin living in his fucking Econoline van. Playing out of the fucking back of that motherfucker, not cutting his hair, smells like shit.
He just cut his hair.
Balling, dude. Just fucking, he didn't even care. Some guy just had to come up behind him and just fucking start cutting his hair because he wasn't going to get it done. They were like, God damn it, Kevin.
I think the Suns made him get it done, but there was posts going around on Suns Suns Facebook pages today talking about like Suns
Monty Williams cut his hair.
We're gonna win the championship because KD cut his hair.
Monty Williams. Monty Williams cut his hair in the locker room. He's like, KD, sit the fuck down. Sit down. Sit down and fucking cutting that shit. You're not going to play pickup game.
And point. He did the
snap
and point.
KD, you're going to be late for your pickup game. Even though we just had an NBA game that you're going to go play that pickup game now, you're going to be late for it, okay? We're going to cut your hair real fast, and then you can go play your fucking pickup game until 3 a.m. You fucking weirdo. Like, I love it about KD. Like, that's what, dude, he's ball his life, bro. Like, if you've heard any stories about KD.
He's a hooper. He's a hooper.
Stacks has some fucking really funny ones that, like, he knows dudes that know KD, and it's the fucking funniest shit ever, dude. Like, he just doesn't give a shit about anything besides basketball. And it's respectable. Like, I like it. But he's also just a dirty fucking, he's just a dirty, like, smelly fucking older guy with a big Adam's apple and a fucking smelly t-shirt. That's what he is. Like, he just doesn't give a shit, dude. And like they have to like tell him all the time, like, God damn it, Katie, like snap into it, bro. Like it's great. I love it that he's to have a student of the fucking game like that was built like that. Do you understand the fucking mathematics behind those odds, dude? Like to have a dude who's that fucking into it, who's 7 foot tall and shoots and fucking can handle the ball and shit is so strange. And he is a wealth. He's going to be a great coach. I think Kevin Durant's going to be a fucking coach. And I think Kevin Durant's going to be a fucking really, really good coach.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. Do you mean Kevin Jamie Foxx Durant? Is that who you're talking
Jamie Foxx,
about?
yes. like Jamie Foxx was like stretched out in one of those old medieval stretching machines. Like they tortured him for a while. Like they tortured Jamie Foxx for like a year, and like it came out as Kevin Durant, basically. And they made him like play basketball in between the torturing, so stretching him out, and then yeah, that's basically what it's like. Dude, he's a freak. He's a freak. But two things, Tony, real quick. Last on the NBA. LeBron's lab in fucking Brazil doing a great fucking job. I commend all those guys down there. I know that you guys are getting paid for what you're doing, okay? But like, fuck, you guys are doing awesome. Like, keep doing the shrooms. I feel like they're keeping on a good mushroom fucking regiment to keep their creativeness going.
If they're in Brazil, it's ayahuasca.
They're like, dude, we can fucking solve his fourth allele.
We can get his fourth. He's got 1,000 hands of his ancestors.
They're like, so that fourth allele weakness that we were pointing out with his stamina, we fucking solved that. We got this new thing. We're just gonna fill in some of that genome, and we're gonna get him back out there just playing like fucking he was 27 again. And they're great job to you guys in Brazil. Okay, so shout out Brazil, LeBron secret formula team. I heard some of that stuff has leaked out too. Have you heard about this? No, some dude literally said, some baseball player said that he got back so quick because he was doing that LeBron shit. And I quote, I got back so fast because I was doing that LeBron shit. Do you guys want to see that? I'll find the quote for you. That's an actual quote.
There's somebody that works for ESPN that said they had the same guy that they got their roids from.
I think he was joking. I think he was joking, but that says a lot about people actually believe that this motherfucker, and I actually think it's kind of true. Like, I think that he has fucking some
there's
individually funded lab. Okay. So, but the thing is, dude, that's the craziest part. It is natural. I don't think that that's actually happening. Like, realistically, I don't think it's actually happening. I think that he actually is that good of a fucking athlete. I think he actually takes that good care of himself.
What I think it is he has created supplements that are not illegal, that are definitely probably more natural than not. Right. But there are supplements that have been created that he has had created that accentuate the things that he needs to perform at the level that he does. And I think that it's something where they do like different blood tests and cultures and different tests to see what he's going to need for the next season, and the formula grows as he does. I don't think it's static. I think it's something that evolves as he does.
He gets his blood taken. I don't know if it's after every single game, but like there's actually like Brian Windhorst was talking about it, how he actually gets like blood run throughs. It's not new. I mean, David Boston was doing it at the same time that LeBron was coming up. David Boston was doing that whole thing where he'd get glucose blood drips in between practices, 2 days. He would get fucking blue, and they would take his fucking shit out and look at it, and they'd give him HGH and shit to supplement, the muscle loss and stuff. Like, that was what they were doing because it wasn't legal at that point. So, like, I think LeBron saw a lot of that shit and was like, oh, fucking, just specify it to your own thing. I mean, there's nothing that LeBron James wants more right now than to be the fucking GOAT. He wants people to recognize him at least on the same level as Michael Jordan. And That's all that he wants. That's all he wants. And if you think about an individual who's that motivated to do that, dude, and has that much money, what would you not do? What would you not do? It's not like you're just going to be hanging out like, oh, well, hopefully the cryotherapy fucking works. Like, no, dude. Like, no. Like, you're not going to want to get in those cold-ass chambers anymore when you're fucking 40 and shit. You're just going to take some stuff.
Hyperbaric chambers, yeah. Nope.
Feel better. And, yeah, like, that's it. And, like, I think he's being smart about it, honestly. I mean, is it an advancement that we never would have seen from in 1984? Yes. Yes.
Imagine being able to put LeBron scientist on your resume. As anything? Like,
there's no such thing as a resume when you've been LeBron scientist. When you retire, you go to a farm up north.
Yeah. Well, they already live on a farm somewhere in the Himalayas, which it's very nice, very cottages. But that's just research homes. Obviously, their family lives in a fucking place in fucking Staten Island. But yeah, they're getting paid ridiculous amounts of money. He's handpicking them probably, or having fucking Rich Paul do it. Rich Paul's all over that shit. Rich Paul don't do fucking shit outside of LeBron James's fucking management, by the way. You ever notice? Like, Rich Paul has a music company. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't do shit other than
owns a
fucking
music
manage
company,
LeBron
but
James.
somebody else runs that music company.
Oh God, his fucking cash cow is fucking 2-3, bro. Number 6. Number 6 is his fucking is where Rich Paul makes his fucking money at. We're gonna sit here and act like Rich Paul's on the same business level as LeBron. Just get the fuck out of here. It's like saying the guy who rides the elephant's like fucking as strong as the elephant is.
So that was one of the things with the one of the things that they discussed on Undisputed, and I thought it was interesting that they discussed it. So the agency that represents Draymond Green is Rich Paul's agency.
Bro, yeah.
So you
Clutch
have
Sports.
Yeah.
Sports.
Clutch Sports.
They run everything. They run everything.
So do you think that Draymond's criticism of LeBron is going to come back to hurt Draymond more in different ways?
No, I think LeBron James probably realistically just fucking kind of like just
Doesn't care.
off fucking Draymond Green. He doesn't give a fuck about Draymond Green. Like I don't think he gives a fuck. And like I don't think any of those other people at Clutch Sports really do either. They just pay him a lot of money so he wears their shoe. Like they've taken over a lot of this whole thing, and like that's where people are like critical of LeBron, because how can you play against the guys that you're on, business wise you're aligned with, right? But the thing is, it's not about you cannot say it's about money to LeBron James at this point. He doesn't care. He does not care about money anymore. Like he's made enough money. He knows that he's good.
He does.
Like
he has no understanding of the concept of money anymore. That dude has $1 billion. He thinks about something he wants and it materializes. He doesn't even say anything about it. It's just in his head. He's like, actually going to Chipotle for a change sounds kind of good. And all of a sudden, somebody shows up and says, "Here's a Chipotle. Would you like to buy a franchise as well?"
Yeah. Here's
no, I've already got 3 of them. And he just
This is from your Akron West location. They're doing great things with the guacamole out there. Doing great things with the guacamole, LeBron. I mean, Jose wanted you to try this guacamole. He thinks it's the best in the company. I would go ahead and agree with that. So he wants you to try it. No, but yeah, I mean that's really what it is. Yeah, he's just like, what's the fucking Little Dicky line? He's like, when I want a Diet Coke, someone bring me Diet Coke. Like that's what it is. Like he's it's all about being number one. He just wants to be recognized. And
I when he did in the game against the Timberwolves, when he did the crown thing, you think that was a little over the top?
No, crown him. If you're gonna crown him, crown his ass.
But that's the thing is
just go straight to Denny Green. Josie, if you're gonna crown him,
shouldn't somebody else be making that determination? Because when he's running around saying it, doesn't it kind of take away from it?
They do. Kyle Kuzma in the fucking 2020 in the game 4 of the fucking finals against the Heat.
No, and I understand that, and I'm not.
They all do it to him.
They don't. But in that position, aren't you supposed to not do that yourself? You're supposed to let.
Fuck no. You crown yourself. Absolutely, okay. You fucking crown yourself. When you're at LeBron James, do you think Michael Jordan would have crowned himself if that was a fucking thing back? If he wasn't like the king, if it was like Michael the King Jordan, if he wouldn't have fucking done it like 18 times a game, like he leaned into everything.
He gambling to do stuff like that. He didn't give a fuck.
Well, because he had money on whether or not he was going to do the crown thing during the game,
right.
So he couldn't do the crown thing because everybody had money. He was going to do the crown thing.
He bet the under, so he has to keep it under 4.5 times per game.
Yeah, and then when he fucked up and just like out of the heat of the moment did it himself, he was like he just got mad at his assistant and fucking bet him all night. Made his assistant that he paid $40,000 a year fucking lose 12. Dude, he did that shit. Go look at it. He did it all the time. Dude. He would make his fucking assistant, this dude who literally fucking had to clean up after his fucking shit all the time, go and bet him on shit. And he would call him a pussy and shit if he didn't do it. I'm not even joking. Like he'd be like, come on, pussy, bet me fucking $5,000 that my bag will come out first out of the fucking baggage carrying line. And like he would have him do it. Not a joke. And he'd already set it up so his would come out first. So he's beating his fucking assistant on a $5,000 bet when his assistant makes $40,000 a year. Yeah,
It's
dude, piece of shit.
Did you see that he's gonna sell his stake in the Bobcats?
What?
Well, I mean, he sold it mentally a long time ago. So he at that point it was just zeros and ones on a page, I think. You know what I'm saying? For real.
I would say I don't think he's been really plugged in as much as he should have been, because he's going to sell his stake and he's going to focus on playing golf at his course down in Florida.
Every day.
Every day.
Just
That's all he's
smoking 18 cigars. He's going to smoke 18 cigars, and he's going to fucking charge people fucking $4,000 to play a round of fucking golf on his fucking golf course that he lives off of. He just like owns like this whole section of Florida. And he's just like, that's what he's gonna do for the rest of his life, because that's where Michael Jordan belongs. That's where Michael Jordan belongs.
And guess what? He's gonna get it.
Fuck yeah, he is. Good for him.
$16,000 for a group of four to play golf on Michael Jordan's golf course.
Can we do a hypothetical real quick, Tony? How much pussy do you think Michael Jordan gets? Like just on. So he's married. He's married to a supermodel. Outside of that supermodel, we know that Jordan's fucking somebody else, right? So we can just establish that off the top. How many is it? Like serious. This is serious guesses. I want one from you too, Josie. Like serious guesses on how many women Michael Jordan is with outside of his wife in Florida. 52-year-old Michael Jordan.
Consistently, at least 2 or 3.
You say the 2? I'd say like 2. Consider like he's dated. One of them's like 8 years. He's dating. The other one's the new chick that he rotates.
As I said many times, I believe most athletes and celebrities are polyamorous, and Jordan's got at least 2 more serious relationships outside of his wife, and then maybe 1 fuck buddy on the side.
Right, and the fuck buddy rotates too. The fuck buddy rotates more frequently than the second girlfriend does.
Second and third.
That's what I was gonna say. That's like an honest estimate. I'm not even trying to like dog on Michael Jordan.
No,
I'm really not. I'm saying like that's
I believe most celebrities and athletes have at least 1 or 2 other relationships.
Right.
You almost have to be with the amount of time that you travel and stuff like that. It's understandable as long as you're not stupid about it, like it is.
Yeah. Tony.
Well,
I don't
travel. Honestly, I've been to a club like that here in Austin, and they make you sign a release because on occasion, celebrities come in there.
You've told me that before. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like they're just like. I mean, it doesn't surprise me either, but like, so I don't even think it's the traveling or any of that shit. I don't think it's the fucking money. I think it's literally the fact that every fucking female that Michael Jordan meets, every single one that's an adult, is at some point that's a possibility to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're gonna be mostly open, like maybe not every single one. I'm not saying every single one. 75 to 80% of every fucking woman that he meets is either going to be what did you go 30, 40% throwing themselves at him just off the bat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're just going to, half of them are just going to throw themselves. And then that's seriously, I think what it is like when you're that famous, it's got to be the craziest fucking lifestyle of all time, because like, how do you know what any of that is? Like, you don't know what reality is anymore. There's no reality to you. You don't live a real life. You live some weird, like talked up version of it, you know? So that's gotta be the biggest point. It's like
when you've gotten so far in the video in an RPG video game where you beat the main storyline and you have all the items, so you just kind of walk around and fuck around and just do dumb shit.
See it.
That's a good person.
That's a great comparison. You can see it in the ones that are getting it too young. Look at Logan Paul. You can kind of see it in Logan Paul. Like, he's getting this crazy amount of fame really quickly, really young. I think he's going to burn out. I really do. That's not meant to be a stab or anything like that.
What does he have? I mean, what does he have long term, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does he have long term? There's not, I mean, his fighting career.
Podcast. He's got.
But if he's not a fighter and shit still.
It's like he's got that fight against Nate Diaz coming up. That's what, in July or August? They just announced that the other day.
Is that Nate? I thought that was Jake. Not.
No, it's Nate Diaz.
No, I thought that was.
Oh, it's Jake Paul. It's Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul. Oh, that was Jake Paul.
It's not Logan. Yeah. I don't know the difference either.
Logan can't. If it's true, Logan re-signed. Logan can't box while he's signed with WWE.
So the Nate Diaz fight is a boxing match with Logan.
Yeah,
with Jake.
with Jake.
If that was an MMA,
Sorry, Jake.
If that was an MMA fight, Nate Diaz is gonna fucking smoke some people. But I don't know about a boxing match because I don't. Diaz is not the stand-up dude though. He's like more the.
He's a ground game guy.
Yeah, he's fucking
superior
dog.
BJJ, like superior with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, ground game stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the reasons why some of these guys that like, especially Jake Paul picks, and I think Logan Paul picks more legitimate fighters, the more legitimate boxers, because like obviously who he's fought, there's more legitimate boxing history in those fighters. But with Jake,
Josie, which one's better? Which one's better?
But
Josie
with Jake, Jake's got to be. Jake needs to have some kind of advantage.
Okay, so you're saying like he needs to either be like not. So what's Jake's the podcast guy then, or the better one is the podcast guy?
Logan,
they both same.
They both do.
That's why I'm confused.
Logan
okay.
Guy. Jake is predominantly now just a boxer.
Okay, so Logan
wrestles
the
for
blonde.
WWE.
Okay.
The blonde.
Are they? See, that's why I'm confused about it because like they both fucking podcast, they both fight, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Which one's
They're
which?
They both got the same from YouTube. Jake is pretty much just a copycat of Logan. He's copied everything Logan has done.
Except that Jake doesn't do as much online anymore because he's focusing on.
He does, and this is where I give Jake and Logan their props, especially Jake. He has worked his ass off. He is a boxer. Now I hate stupid ass fights. I wish he would actually fight a good boxer instead of these UFC guys who
don't
tired boxers.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's the thing is,
or NBA players,
right? And that's the thing. Like in watching what Logan Paul has done, like especially in his last couple of fights, you can see like he has legitimate talent as a boxer. And I'll be very interested to see how he does as an MMA fighter as well, because I think he signed with Bellator, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, was it Jake that signed with Bellator, or was it Logan?
Jake signed with Bellator. Logan
is
with WWE.
WWE, okay.
And I give Logan his props. He's put in the work with WWE. He looks really good in the ring. I can't stand him personally, but he's talented.
He's one of those like he's a more extreme version of what I think about like with Bad Bunny's WrestleMania appearance. Bad Bunny put in the work. He put in the work to do that, and I think that Logan has done that, but he has continued to do it because he appreciates what the WWE product should be, because he's like us. He came up with the Attitude Era. He has an appreciation for that, and I think part of him, is kind of hoping he can help usher in something similar to what we had with the Attitude Era.
I'm actually excited. Bad Bunny Backlash this month is going to be in Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny is going to be a part of the card. Looks like with Rey Mysterio.
I became a Bad Bunny fan the other night when I saw he was at the Lakers game. Did you see this? This is probably like a month ago. Mm-hmm. He was at the Lakers game, and he walks by and somebody like yells something about LeBron, and he goes, that's the GOAT right there. And then goes and sits down at his courtside seat, and like 5 minutes later, Bron comes up to him, like comes out of the game. Like he's literally like in the game almost, like they're inbounding it. Comes over and like daps him up, and they like, so apparently LeBron's a fucking Bad Bunny fan. I didn't even know the fuck Bad Bunny was before. I have no fucking idea.
Music's not my style, but he has talent. And like I play it when I run karaoke, I play it.
One of the most popular musical acts right now in the world. Like,
yeah, he's talented. He's got.
But I agree with you, Seven. Not my style.
It's hip hop,
electronica, hip hop, very produced.
Okay.
It's over. He's like a emo Pitbull.
Like he's like a half black Moby.
Yeah, I mean,
and Moby,
really,
you can get stomped by Obi.
And that's the thing is,
I'm not going to do the rest of that line.
I'm not saying that Bad Bunny doesn't have talent, both with what he did with WWE, when apparently what he's going to do, because he does it correctly, and I respect him for it. But when it comes to music, like, he is a decent singer, and he clearly knows what he's doing in a booth, because you can hear how produced his stuff is. It's just the style that he generates with what he does is not for me.
The ear for the music is the respectable part about it. That's what you have to take away from it, really, because like, you can not like their music, but you can respect the fact that I'm not a huge Prince fan, okay, of his music, not a huge Prince fan. But I understand that Prince is a fucking legend. I understand that dude is a clear above, he was a different kind of talent. Okay. So like, I understand the ear for it.
It's the same. It goes to the same thing of kind of, you may not appreciate all the things you hear about Michael Jackson, but you still appreciate.
I love Michael Jackson, dude.
I'm just talking about
freak.
When you think about with Prince, like, Prince is not for everybody, and I get that, but you can see, it's easy if you actually listen to his music. It's easy to see that there's talent there, but if you want to hear something that's not Prince related to hear that talent, go on YouTube and search Prince "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." He did
great version.
It was Prince, Tom Petty, Steve Winwood, Jeff Lynne, and others, and I think John Harrison's son, Danny Harrison, was playing on that as well. And
George Harrison,
the guitar George Harrison's son, and Prince's guitar solo in that performance is so good. The guitar needed a cigarette after he was done.
Yeah. Yes.
And that just speaks to the talent of who Prince was. And don't get me wrong, I understand he had a very tormented mind, especially at the end. Horrible that he died of an addiction issue, and I'm sorry for that. But yeah, it's a great example, because when you look at with Prince, when you watch that video, it's like 7 minutes, but you hear some of the most amazing work. And one of the things that I heard a story about that performance with that was that Prince, in all of the times that they did like sound checks and rehearsals and stuff like that, Prince did not perform that solo at any of those. All of those guys were experiencing that for the first time when he played it. Organically. Or like with Michael Jackson, you use that example, you're not necessarily sure about his talent, but when you think about the fact that the first time he debuted the moonwalk, when he performed Billie Jean on TV live for the first time in 1984, the moonwalk was so amazing that Fred Astaire called Michael Jackson the next day and
asked him how to do it,
and was giving him compliments about it because he called it amazing, or because he thought it was amazing.
Yeah, he apparently asked him how he did it.
And asked him how he did it.
The greatest dancer of all time. Classically.
And so there's
Fred Astaire, I'm saying.
Yeah, and so you can just respect, and it's just like with the LeBron and Jordan, bringing it back to basketball. LeBron and Jordan. If you're a Jordan, if you're somebody that puts Jordan as a GOAT, if you can't at least recognize that LeBron is right there, then you have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
If you guys ever notice, that's all I ever get fucking angry about. In the whole argument, the whole time, I don't ever get angry. I know that Michael Jordan, yes, I know that Michael Jordan is a fucking GOAT type status, bro. I get it. Okay. I know how fucking good he was. I wouldn't even be having the conversation with him against LeBron if I didn't understand that. The thing is, if you're not even putting him at least in the same conversation, I have a problem with it. There's several times now where I've literally been like, this is the moment. Like, this is the moment in LeBron's career. Sorry, how many do I have to run over? Where he goes in Cleveland and wins a fucking Cleveland, this is for you. That shit. Fucking the Lakers in the bubble. becomes the all-time scoring champ. I mean, I could keep fucking going backward if you want, but like, there's literally so many times where I was like, this has gotta be where everybody goes, oh shit, okay, so there's two guys at the top. Whichever one you pick is your own fucking opinion, but you need to have that conversation in your own mind.
And I think that's reasonable, because like,
that's all I'm asking.
It's just like, the water does get muddy a little bit more after that. Of course, you're going to have Kobe and Kareem and Magic in conversations. Shaq is going to be up there, but they're not at that level. Jordan and LeBron, and then everybody else. Yes, like I'll take Kobe as like a 3, but you can't be putting Kobe. There's no way that Kobe is number 1. You can't
pick Jordan or LeBron. You have to pick for a GOAT now. You can have whoever you want as 3 and 2. Honestly, I don't even think it's 2.
Kobe was as good as his talent and as hard working as a motherfucker could be in this game.
He gets discredited.
He's never going to be better than 3.
Because, he's never going to be better than 23 because he literally wanted to be 23, just like fucking LeBron did. And LeBron chose his own path because LeBron couldn't play like that, okay? Kobe had every almost exact attribute that Michael Jordan had. Great dunker, could jump out the gym, fast, 6'6", almost exactly the same size. Shot fadeaways, mid-range, posted up. They had the same fucking game because Kobe made it that way.
Killer mentality.
Killer mentality, Mamba mentality. They were the same fucking player. Kobe was the slightly less better version because he wasn't the original. If you switch those two around, Kobe is the GOAT to a lot of people. You switch those careers because they could be the same fucking player. They could be the same player.
I also one of those
times when you get Kobe from Wish, but it's still really good. But it's
you get like a dildo as well.
Well, and the other thing for me is the presence of Shaq when Kobe came up, I think also pulls that back a little bit. It does kill a little bit because truly Kobe didn't, Kobe was like, we all knew even when Shaq was still there, because obviously the duo of Shaq and Kobe is legendary. Kobe was seen as a great player, but Kobe didn't become the Kobe that we think of today as basketball fans until after Shaq left.
Absolutely. The 08-09 titles solidified it for him, and then the Olympics. Okay, so like the Olympics, that was all in the same time period between 8 and 12. Kobe was the best player on the planet. I'll give him that. He was the best player on the planet. There's 100%. No doubting that for his production. Okay, he wasn't the best player on his own team for the first 5 years. Mm-hmm. That's what discredits. That's what you can't be the GOAT and not. You can't be the GOAT and not be the best player on your team, every fucking team that you play for, because you're the fucking GOAT. You're the best player ever. So like you cannot be a second best player ever. And LeBron James and Michael Jordan were never the second best player on their team. They always have been the best player on their team. To this fucking day, when LeBron's gonna be out there with a goddamn gray beard, Catino Mobley and fucking backing down dudes at 45. And we're going to be like, motherfucker, dude, this dude is still doing this shit. He averaged 23, 8 and 7. 23, 8 and 7 at 45. He'll just be fucking he'll have fucking 43,000 points.
And the reason why the numbers will be down is he'll only be paying 30 minutes instead of 40.
Question for you, Dan.
Go ahead.
Is there a point? Is there something that could happen that's ever going to get those Jordan fans to just say there's 2 GOAT status?
Not all of them. No. Not all of them. Like, dude, Will's not here to defend himself.
Will. Will was about ready to kill me this week.
He's not here to defend himself. But the thing is, like, I fucking love Will to death.
That made a comment on Tuesday about how feisty I was Monday.
Zach just watched it, it was. But like so that's the mindset of those dudes, man. Like he is a fucking fairy tale. He's a fairy tale. It's a story now. It's now a story that's been embellished so much that there's no way, like, you can't have it. Like, what if Jesus comes again? That's really the best comparison that I can make at this point. That kind of clout that you have with Jesus Christ And then if another one nobody's gonna be like, yeah, that's definitely the second Jesus Christ. Nobody's gonna say that. They're really not. Like, there's dudes who have came out and said I'm the second Jesus Christ. Nobody fucking believes them. You know why? Because there was already one. Like, there was already one.
Well, and I feel like one of the things that I feel like with it is, you've got the guys like Will that they have put Jordan up to this level that's unattainable. Like, the recent Chuck Norris commercials have brought back up the old Chuck Norris facts, legends, if you will.
Yeah.
That are ultimately unattainable, but that was the status at which Chuck Norris was seen. There's nobody that's ever going to be able to be seen at the same status that Chuck Norris was. It's never going to happen. Chuck Norris it was such a unique piece when he was in his prime with Walker, Texas Ranger, and some of those other movies.
Bowflex.
But the Bowflex.
Total Gym. Sorry.
Total Gym, whatever it was.
Gym.
Yeah,
Get it right,
he'll come and kick all of our asses.
But that's the thing, is like there's where he's at. Now, there could be somebody that's a better action star. Like, there are some that may argue that Jason Statham is a better action star than
they're never gonna break folk history.
And Jordan is at this point folklore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jordan is at this point folklore. So LeBron could, in his career, have never missed a finals, never lost a finals, outscored Jordan in the time that he played, set all of the records, and there are still going to be people, because of how entrancing those Bulls teams were, there are still going to be people that would never put LeBron over Jordan, because they're going to say that it was harder to do what Jordan did than what LeBron did because he had more talent around him.
Or because Jordan,
standard.
Or because Jordan pioneered that way. There had never been a dude really who was exclusively the guy.
They see LeBron.
The guy.
They will always see LeBron as the second.
Yes, I mean, there's not enough. So I've never met a fucking Jordan fan who will even entertain the thought that LeBron James could possibly be better than Michael Jordan. Every LeBron fan that is of the LeBron GOAT conversation will have the honest conversation with you that they know why Jordan is considered the GOAT. They don't. It's not their opinion, but they understand why. I still haven't. I don't think I've really met that many people. I've probably met a couple. Brett Yeager will do it. Brett Yeager. Yeah. Tony, you know Brett Yeager. Brett Yeager will have a good, honest conversation about it, and it's hard for him to do. It's hard for him. Brett Yeager's a super smart dude, and he's very locked in. He knows his shit, and it's still hard for him. Like, he almost can't get it out of his fucking mouth that LeBron, it might be at the same level as Michael Jordan. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
Think about it like this. And this is the way that I've seen it. And Josie and Dan, you guys will have a little bit of an understanding of this just because of your environments. But Jordan is a religion. LeBron is a faith.
That's basically what I was trying to say with the Jesus thing. It is.
That's exactly what it is. Because people that have a faith, they can have sensible discussions about other belief systems, or about different things with their religions, flaws in their belief system that they practice. They can have those sensible discussions, but they believe what they believe. They respect people for believing what they believe or don't believe, and it's civil discourse. But with Jordan, it's a religion, and to deviate from that religion is a carnal sin.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, they basically can't fathom. They can't fathom that. That this could be, because they've basically based a lot of what they believe. And this is more of the religion thing. Okay. The religion faith thing, where so much of what they believe in their whole life has been centered around this thing. And if you don't think that those people actually think in their head, I know Christians who are smart enough to break it down and go, some of this shit doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense.
Yes.
Right. So some of this, they know that, but they're not going to have that conversation because at that point they're pot committed. Maybe a little poker reference there.
It's, and all of these people, if they feel like if they accept that somebody else has surpassed Jordan or has tied Jordan even. Not even saying surpassed, tied Jordan. Or it calls into question everything that they believed in that golden era to them, because they believed that it would never be better than what they were experiencing. And so when they are forced to question that, they are worried that they are going to have to question other things that were core values. Like there's so many people that are on the Jordan side of that argument, where it's almost like it's a piece of their personality, and you are removing a piece of your personality if you challenge the greatness of Jordan, or you try to change them from Jordan being the GOAT to LeBron being the GOAT.
If there was only a political figure that I feel like this could really apply to that we've seen in the last 5 years.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's one.
Yeah. There's one certain megalomaniac that I know that we're talking. Yeah. We're all gonna.
One in particular.
Secret
but they've all
Service
got it really bad. Agreed.
That looks like a troll that you dropped in Cheeto dust. Yes, we know who we're talking about, but it's all of them at the same time. Anyway,
great haircut. Hey, last great haircut. Last thing.
I have something I want to bring up too.
Okay. Last thing on the whole Jordan LeBron thing. Okay. If you don't think part of the goatness of LeBron James is the fact that he has had to deal with the goatness of fucking Michael Jordan, you are fucking sorely mistaken. He has had to deal with that the whole fucking time, and still those expectations when you're getting your fucking high school games when you're 16 years old shown on ESPN, who has ever lived up to those expectations? I'll wait.
No, and that's the thing. Or even if you just factor in from when he came into the NBA, carrying the expectations since he was 18, he was drafted into the NBA. No college, just drafted.
Backed up.
Well, there's the first 5 years when he was kind of learning.
It was still there. No, that expectation that he was the next Jordan has been there since he came into the NBA, at least. And yes, there were comps already in high school. But we'll just look at in his professional career, he has never stepped foot on an NBA court without the shadow of Michael Jordan standing behind him.
100%. He wore his fucking number, dude. He was wearing his number. Yep. Like, that shit is fucking ridiculous. If you don't think that's just an immediate fucking connector between the two, obviously too. Like he was a fucking huge Michael Jordan fan. Like everybody was, right?
Everybody was.
So even the guy who's going to take the throne from Michael Jordan was on the fucking Michael Jordan. That was his king, right? Like that was the guy. Like, so even that just shows you the goatness of Jordan. So there's all these like points in between it where there's nobody who's ever backed up any of that fucking kind of hype. There's nobody who's ever done that to every step of the way, become the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. Nobody's ever done that. You can be good. Vince Carter had a fucking ton of hype out of North Carolina. Fucking ton. Had a great NBA career. Hall of Fame NBA career. Didn't get close to those fucking standards. They were comparing him to Jordan too. He didn't fucking get close. Didn't even get close. But like this guy's been just.
Kobe had Jordan comps coming out of high school.
Kobe had Jordan comps his whole fucking career because Kobe was that game was
Jordan 2.0 as we just discussed.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But even Kobe didn't reach and I think that I legitimately think that Kobe had the talent to be at the same level as Jordan and LeBron. There were reasons why he didn't, and he's a clear third. But I understand that when you get from third down, there's arguments, and I get that. Again, rational LeBron fan, willing to understand that third is debatable as well. But
yes.
There is,
it's LeBron
but
and Kobe.
He had Vince Carter, Kobe.
Make sure we cut that 7 out of the Jerry Josie said. Just make sure we cut that. By the way, where the fuck is Trucker at tonight? I mean, Trucker not tuning in. I got no comments. You know what I'm saying? Like my number one fan is not in the house. So I mean, that's what I was feeling real high on myself.
I sent Evan Gaddis a message on Twitter. I invited him. I was kind of hoping that he would join us tonight because, it'd be nice to have another professional athlete on again. But he
just drunk as a fucking skunk.
Maybe I should have hit him up before he started drinking.
Well, I'm saying I want to get drunk as a skunk with Evan Gaddis. And
I mean, if he was like, "Hey, come to Houston, we're gonna get hammered," all right, let's go. Buy me a plane ticket.
Fuck yeah, let's go hang out on your let's go hang out on your ranch, bro.
Real quick, I wanted to bring up on this show.
Okay.
Did y'all hear with this new WWE Endeavor deal? There is a sexual harassment clause in Vince McMahon's contract.
Wow. I mean, it's basically
is it instructions on the ways that he's allowed to sexually harass the
I was going to say,
is it a
this is
limitation
from
for
the
which
company
movie
that still has Dana White employed.
Yeah. Also, I mean, isn't that just like putting a shock collar on a dangerous dog?
Doesn't mean you're not going to get bit. It just means they're going to get shocked when they bite somebody.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, what's the fucking point? I mean, why are you giving a guy that was in love with Wanda before she married Cosmo, Wandissimo? Why are we wasting our time putting a sexual harassment clause in Wandissimo's contract? It's going to happen. It's like you can make all of the rules that you want about Deshaun Watson not sexually harassing massage therapists, but you can bet your sweet ass there is some massage therapist that works for Deshaun that the Browns don't know about.
They didn't get the massage.
$200,000 a year, and all she does is jack him off. Guaranteed.
Oh, like a fucking banana at the zoo, just fucking getting peeled. You throw that banana in there, it's going down. Going down, Josie.
I think we broke Josie.
Yeah, we did. She's broke. She's broken. Are you okay?
I know it's true. That's why it's so funny.
Hey,
it's just honestly like the only thing I ever like. I think it's so weird. Like, I understand why companies have to have the sexual harassment conversation when they have a bunch of new hires, but at this point, it's more about getting. When they're saying don't do this, don't do that. I'm just learning ways that they've had problems with sexual harassment in the office and knowing which ways I shouldn't do that they're going to get the hardest on.
Because
which ones are they pissed off the most about happening? So I know which other ways to sexually harass my female coworkers. But
absolutely.
I'm respectful. I even sexually harass the ugly ones. So I'm an equal distributor.
I am all about 360 objectification.
I mean, I'm consistent.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter race. Doesn't matter if she's a 1 or a 10.
I take it one step further. Gender doesn't even matter.
Guys sexually harass each other all the time. Like that's
true. That's very true.
That's like a standard.
I've touched 2 nutsacks today, just today, and that's from a straight male with no sexual intent at all. And I think that's probably frowned upon, right? I mean, in the workplace circle, that's probably frowned upon. But
and he's self-employed. That's what makes it even worse.
Don't work with any males. There's never So like that's just out in my day, like during my day, just touching nuts. If I was in a workplace, oh god.
For me, the thing of it is the reason why I question the intelligence of Endeavor on this deal is the fact that Vince McMahon is allowed to stay at all. Because I understand that his goal with selling was that he still wanted to be involved. No, because at this point it is completely evident that Vince McMahon does more harm to the brand than good. Nobody watches WWE to see Vince McMahon. People were more excited about the 27 seconds of Shane O'Mac being back at WrestleMania than anything else that Vince McMahon has done in the last 10 years.
Did you ever fall asleep on your arm, Tony? Like fall asleep on your arm and you wake up 4 hours later and it's all fucking red and bursting full of. That's what fucking Vince McMahon's face looks like all the time. He looks like a walking coronary. My
boss. Go ahead.
Seven says he looks like Wandissimo. I think he looks like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races.
I think there's a lot of different ones. I'm sure he
definitely looks like
he could be on a telenovela.
He looks like the Colts owner's son.
I was going to say really funny, and then we'll work on wrapping up. So my boss, because we did rotation recently where we changed supervisors. My boss is a Colts fan. So obviously he's going through a lot.
Irsay.
As coaching, I cracked a joke about Irsay. I said what I've told you guys. I think he looks like Vince McMahon did more steroids and knows what the bottom of a Coke bag smells like. And he just started fucking laughing because he knew that I was right.
Like both of those guys are the dude that like when they clearly call like the hooker place, like the hookers are like, oh fuck, it's Jim. Fuck. Like he's so fucking dirty. Like, god damn it. Like they're just mad about it, but they're like, fuck, he has so much money though. He has so much money though. Like they're like, he has fucking so much money. I'm gonna wrap it up with this. This is a show we like to go deep into the old psychological side of things. Okay, so we're gonna go deep real quick. Do you think, Josie and Seven, that my natural I'm not concerned with WWE or professional wrestling at all. Do you think part of it might stem from a deep-seated fact that I know that most of that whole organization basically went through Vince McMahon's chode? Do you think there's like I think that they might have had sex with Vince McMahon, therefore I just discredit them as entertainers?
Well, here's the thing. I can understand that because a large part of me believes it wasn't just the female wrestlers that had to sleep with Vince.
Oh, he was clearly fucking males and females.
Clearly.
I think he's a deviant. But yeah.
Just he's like in baseball terms we'd call him a DH. He just fucks anything.
Yes.
Okay.
That first.
So
that
since y'all have got this in my head now, I'm gonna put it in y'all's. John Cena being fucked by Vince McMahon.
I saw an interview where Cena was talking about where the "You Can't See Me" thing started. Basically, it started on a dare, and now he's had to do it for 30 years because
He's also talked about how it's become such a like thing. Like he's never anywhere now.
Yeah.
That basically be like McMahon fucking Cena would literally just be like if you threw like a beefsteak tomato at an ice sculpture. just banged it against it a bunch of times. Like and you know they didn't talk either. Like there was no talking involved. It's just like Vince pulled out that fucking soda can.
I have the perfect analogy for it. Okay, so have you seen that Family Guy episode where Brian becomes a show dog because he's trying to win the show dog competition to be able to sleep with that female?
Yeah.
Then at the end, because he can't perform, they put the other dog up there to breed with her. And he's just talking with her, and she's just taking it like normal. And you see the camera moving back and forth, and she's just talking like that's what John Cena was like while he was getting fucked.
It's for you.
Yeah.
It's for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like every time that you sell something on fucking Mercari or eBay and it goes cha-ching in your phone. That was every time that he got banged by fucking Vince McMahon. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching in his head. That's all it was doing. Just multiple and does Cena regret it? I'm sure he does.
I mean, really? Guy's got probably $100 million, doesn't have to want for anything.
It's secret. But it's like deep dark secret.
If the Rock's path is any sign, he's gonna one day be one of the biggest, highest paid actors in the world. So,
I mean,
that's my last.
Go ahead.
That's my last question for you guys. Like, for John Cena's fucking success, you get John Cena's money and fame and everything. Are you taking a full in the ass sesh from the fucking beefsteak tomato Vince McMahon?
Yes.
Are you taking it? Well, Josie,
I would question the sanity of anybody who would say no to that. Like
Josie, we know
that's
your
what
answer.
I was going to say. Like,
bro, but you gotta you gotta act like you like it and everything. It's got to be like a whole thing. Like it's gonna last for way too long. Okay,
I've watched my wife
way
act like
too
she
long.
enjoys having sex with me for 14 years. I think I can probably pretend.
Right. But
like how to make it one of the best. I can figure it out.
Let's add this stipulation in. McMahon just can't get off. He's just it's a whole thing. Like it's 45 minutes of torture.
So much cocaine. He can't get off. He just fucks until he's exhausted. And they're like, oh, thank you. I came so hard, even though you didn't.
He's just falling asleep.
It would just be dust anyway.
He's top handing it like at the very beginning of the show.
His dick is so old it has a crank start. Like, of course, like we all understand this.
I feel like it looks like a miniature road cone, one of those like miniature road cones. You know what I'm talking about? Like where it's just like it's like the bottom, the base of it's way too wide for the top. You know what I'm saying? Like the top's just kind of like on there, like it's like a misgrown mushroom. It's just straight chode, just straight veiny. Like I bet it's just so veiny. It's so veiny, like so veiny. Like, good God, the vein.
I mean, but like honestly, like what are the consequences? I'm gonna shit cow patties for a couple of weeks, but in the end, I'm gonna be.
You're gonna have fucking. You're gonna have so much shame over the fact that Vince McMahon just like attempted to come in your butthole, dude. Like this is not gonna be like it's not gonna be a thing you're gonna emotionally get over that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like Tony's just moving on.
No, I would have no shame. No shame.
I got molested as a kid. I've learned how to move forward.
Exactly.
Tony's just moving on. Moving on from that.
I went through worse as a kid than what Vince McMahon would do to me, so I'll be all right. But I'll have millions of dollars to get me through the recovery and the process. So yeah, I'll be all right. All right.
Right.
You know what Buddy buys? Therapy.
Right. Yes. A lot.
And I'm not talking about that BetterHelp.com therapy. I'm talking about a real therapist.
Yeah. Like one that, like a Jew.
One that doesn't take insurance because you walk in, you have to pay them with your credit card. They don't take insurance. They get paid properly.
She prefers cash. She prefers $1,200 for the session in cash if you can. But for the 45-minute segment.
Only left on the dresser afterwards.
Only left on the dresser afterwards.
Yeah. After what you guys are about to talk about, that's basically what it's going to feel like. Yeah.
All right. So as we wrap up, Josie, any final thoughts?
I just going back to what we were talking about in the beginning, like I feel like this is going to be a constant thing with players and coaches, and it's never going to leave the news cycle for a while. Like it's going to stay out there. You look
something every year or so. Every year, every couple of years, something new will come out.
You look at teams that have dealt with scandal, and Dan, I don't mean this as a dig, but I'm going to use your team because I feel like with scandals and things like that, they probably dealt with some of the most and some of the bigger ones. But yes. But they've come out of those always pretty good, like very not really taking too much damage as an organization.
I'm going to say this is an observation that I've made. Sports fans consider sports team scandals as part of the entertainment.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because if it actually mattered to them, there would be more of a reaction than just a bunch of people going, "Rah!"
It's real life. It's real life storyline. It's real life wrestling storyline.
That's what
part of the experience.
And back to the alien head, Adam Silver. That's what he is doing. Is like he is creating a WWE experience with
make it the real thing.
With, for lack of a better term, a real sport. Like he's making the real outcomes the actual entertainment. And all these side stories and all these things, like obviously he didn't. I don't think he wanted the John Morant one personally, but your only American guy.
But
you're only American.
Look at the John Morant thing, like we were talking about on Monday. Dude was in a therapy facility for 4 days.
Over all that,
4 days and 6 games. Over all of that.
Tony, I mean,
they understand that John Morant makes them money, and he has reached that elite enough status to where the rules for him are different. Because if this was Draymond Green, he's gone. He does not step on the court again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I've tweeted with a pistol in a strip club, and you know what? Didn't happen with 4 days of rehab. I'll tell you that much. That's not the ending that I got. I got tackled and got my rights read to me is what happened. But like, you can't just waving a firearm around in the fucking middle of strippers, boom. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, stop. How did you get away with that? Because your job. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, check.
Exactly. It's
The lizard people got your back.
And I don't even think it's conscious at this point. Sports fans have accepted scandals, and I'm going to use scandals as a broad term. Sports fans have accepted scandals as part of the experience of being a sports fan. Like all the stuff that was submitted to the NFL about Bill Bidwell from the former executive during the year that Steve Wilkes was the head coach when Steve Keim got suspended for the extreme DUI. And right before the suspension was announced, they passed out burner phones, and the executive ended up being demoted and pushed out of the organization because he was against the using of the burner phones. So that they were, and like Wilkes was given one and he objected to it. And then Wilkes only ends up as a head coach for 1 year in Arizona. People aren't even fucking surprised by this.
No, because Tony, you're going to trade watching your Red Sox or watching your team play and the entertainment that you get out of personally being invested in that team or that sport or watching it on TV or going to a game. That is worth more to us than being morally ambiguous to these issues.
Yeah,
it is. That's simply what it comes down to. And I think that's on every front. And I don't think anybody should feel fucking bad about it because I do the exact same thing. I know that these fucking guys are not fucking angels. I know that this stuff, there's so much money involved and there's fame and there's fucking political fucking amplifications to some of this shit. Like this, It goes very deep. And
when you make it to a certain level, you have a certain cool.
Do you see what fucking Michael Jordan's Last Dance shoes sold for? Did you guys see this? So those
it was
black
over $1 million, wasn't it?
It was $2.23 million. Those shoes that he fucking talks about in the flu game, they were the flu game shoes, the ones that he like told some story about in The Last Dance. Very specific. They're the fucking sick ass fucking Jordan 3s, the black ones with they have the weird shit on them, like the little puffy things, and then there's like the black diamond part. But they're fucking sick. Worn one time by Michael Jordan, and he signed them $2.23 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking insanity.
Dude, Nike announced that they are doing a Jackie Robinson edition of Air Force Ones that have like the 42 and some of the Dodgers colors and stuff like that.
Are they black and white? It was a joke. Move on.
God damn it! I think I'm going to be looking hard at those though. They do look. Really
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! I still haven't gotten. See, Josie, I feel like a failure. I haven't gotten Tony as fucking Jordans yet. Haven't gotten Tony as Jordans because I can't decide. You know, sometimes with Jordans in particular, especially when you got a guy with a wide foot, we're looking at a lot of fucking. You know, there's a lot of ins, a lot of outs to this case.
I actually know that. I have a wide foot, and Jordans are hard.
Do you own a pair of Jordans?
I did. I don't anymore.
What do you think about them?
They're not great for wide foot, big feet people.
Right. I mean, I have relatively large feet. I wear an 11.
I'm gonna
kind of average. I guess.
Give you a really bad take here. I actually enjoy the Shaq more than I enjoy short Jordans.
See.
Well, but Shaq's were designed around wider feet because that was one of his things that he had to do. Now, obviously, his feet were much longer, but
But the shoe was just bigger.
Bigger everywhere. Like it had more space in it. So I owned I owned a lot of Jordans, but like I owned the fucking Jordan 6s, the Space Jam ones where it's got the fucking Space Jam logo underneath the tongue. Yes. Okay. And they're like the blue and black. Okay. Yeah, I still have them, but they're just ruined because I wore them like every day for like fucking 2 straight years because they were literally the fucking dude. I couldn't even stop. I couldn't even help myself. I wanted to keep them like that. I was like, oh, it's your fucking Jordan 6s. Like, I'm just going to keep them in a box like I do most of mine. And like, I have the fucking Stewie Griffin LeBrons and like those Jordans were the fucking most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever owned in my life. Hands down. I took the laces out of them so you just get the tongue hanging out and the fucking big ass tongue and shit. They're awesome. Like they're fucking very well made. They got the straps on the side of them and shit. If you don't have a wide foot, I guess I don't really know about that. Mine's more skinny and long. You know what I'm saying? Very skinny, Tony. Very long. It's like a cheese breadstick.
Below the waist, I'm pretty much all chode. Chode penis. Chode
Just
all width.
Imagine a fist with a hole in the top of it.
Yeah,
And
that's pretty much what it
Pretty
is.
much what Tony's is. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's like it's flat on the top. It's one of those.
Martha. Poor
It's one of
Martha.
those. It's one of those weird ones, Josie, where like the hole's like way too big. You know, like it starts like at the back, almost like he's got like two, like it goes like real deep into it and then comes out of this front. It's gross. It's fucking gross. It's quite honestly, it looks like the opening of a pop can. Quite honestly, the whole thing looks like a pop can. The whole thing looks like a pop can.
Yeah,
But
women
fle-
are
a
taken
flesh
by it at
can.
first, but once they realize that it's the whole pop can, that's
Yeah.
when they start to become.
Yeah, yeah. It gets
Pop
weird.
can doesn't look like a lot until it's going between your legs. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, doesn't feel like a lot either. You know what I'm saying? Until you get that whole all the way down to the bottom drink. You get that fucking last little swiggy. It's like got the spit in it. That drink. You get that drink and you're
Yeah.
fucking.
When you get down to the backwash, you realize how much is in that can. I'm just saying.
And then Tony just walks. Everybody's ashamed by the whole situation. They don't know why it's like.
I've never met a person
Martha doesn't know why
who's
she's even
ashamed.
there. Martha doesn't know why she's there because she didn't finish.
But Dan,
Um,
if you want to talk about most comfortable shoe, like the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn is the Nike Air Cloud. They're fucking amazing.
I heard those.
I have a pair of those too. I have a pair of those. They look like dad shoes.
They
look like
do,
fucking
but
dad.
they're so
like Velcro.
fucking comfortable.
They look like they should have a Velcro on them.
Honestly,
I
for
I
me-
get the high tops. I like a high
So
top because I
comfortable.
got weak ankles. So
The most comfortable shoe I ever wore was the old Etnies skater shoes.
Oh yeah.
oh
Yep.
yeah.
Those
I had-
wide.
Yeah. And because they were great for wide feet. And I loved wearing
Skater
skater shoes
shoes
when I
in
wasn't
general
working.
were wide.
Vans has really started. Vans and DC have started to bring back that wider style. You can get them at Famous. You can get them online.
Well-
Because I have a very nice pair of DCs that are the older style, but these Etnies, they were all black with the exception of the E was a fire print. It was fire.
Yeah.
On the E.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were all black, and they were the most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever worn.
So I mean, you've seen so the Jordan 6 then comparing to the fucking DCs, dude. If you take the fucking laces out of these things, you can imagine. I mean, I'm trying to get a good picture of them. But like, you take the laces out of these things.
I
Right.
remember what they look like. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
So like, I
wanted a
mean,
pair.
yeah. So like, you get. Oh fuck! It's not gonna let me do it. A screen 2, screen 1. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So you take the laces out of those things. They basically become a DC shoe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Learn
all right,
how to produce
and-
on the job.
God damn, Dan. Okay. Any final
This
thoughts
is
from you, Dan?
porn didn't pop up.
He has that on screen too. That's why he went for screen 1.
Bro, I have a fucking iron trap memory, dude. I don't watch porn. No, just kidding. I watch porn. Everybody watches porn in some way, shape, or form. I
The
just do it the
internet-
old natural way.
The Avenue Q, the music.
He's got a
the
stack
internet
of
is for porn.
magazines sitting behind him.
Not long after the piss bucket incident, my mom was on my computer in my room, which I think is already a little invasive. And she brings up my web browser, and this is when it was like, we had to fucking log in like that, right? And I'm watching creampie.com. I was 13. Man, whatever. She was like, what is this? And I was like, it's porn. And she was like, not in my house. And I was like, well, you're kind of in my room on my computer. You should probably expect that thing's going to be stuck together. Like, for real. Like, why does she even think the mouse worked? You know what I'm saying? Like, this should like, how did she even expect that? Why was she sitting in that chair is my question. Like, why would you ever do that, Mom? Like, you have your own computer. Why would you ever be on mine?
I think that the dead giveaway would have been when she sat down in the chair and was stuck to it.
Yeah, the carpet seemed like it had a plastic film over it for like the rolling around your computer chair. Not a plastic film.
Not a plastic film.
No, it was a homemade plastic film.
Oh God!
Homemade.
One could even call it a handmade plastic film.
It was absolutely both hands. It was both made by these two hands right here.
Oh
Just
God!
all hands and elbow grease.
I always felt weird. I always felt weird with like the tube socks and shit. Right? I was like, well, I don't need accessories. I can just jerk off on my floor. You know? Were you guys tube sock guys? Did you guys into?
I just did it in the shower.
I tried it. I mean, obviously yeah, like I didn't clean it up though. Thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I just like rubbed it in the floor. I just made like the plastic. You just make the plastic floor.
70s shag carpet going. There's something about Mary. That's what that image is. All right, guys. Well, since this is falling off the rails, it is time to wrap it up. We're almost at 3 hours anyway. Josie, thank you for joining us. Dan, I will see you. Josie and Dan and I will be live Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Sports Report. And then Dan and I will see you next week, 10 p.m. Eastern on Sports Report After Dark. You can also catch Dan Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern with Stacks talking all things NBA on the hardwood. And Craig Newton and I talk baseball every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern on the Diamond Report. Today's episode did run on time like it was supposed to, mainly because I uploaded it and scheduled it last night like I was supposed to. So it was a good show. Good show. We had a lot of good conversation about the AL and NL West, so definitely check that out. And we'll see you next week.
Thursdays at noon Eastern, you get 1976 San Francisco Chronicles Sexiest Man. And you get him live. You get Craig and you get him live. And that's what every woman in 1976 in San Francisco was wishing they got. So
hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go